What's going on? I am Nando.
And I'm football!
1, 2, 3, I'm Diggins!
And this is Mostly Nitpicking, a podcast where we can pick apart a piece of pop culture by looking exclusively at the details. Woo-hoo.
Yeah!
Ho, 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 ho.
Wow, you guys, we're going to talk about one of the movies of the year, one of the biggest movies of the year. If you look at people that are thinking about what might be the biggest movies of the year based on before the reviews came out and before anybody had seen it and stuff.
And
we're going to talk about
before somebody noticed the word producer, before Jordan Peele's
name.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about 2025's Him. And no, we are not sponsored by Hims as much as I would love to be for this and this only.
I'd take their money.
Could. Right?
Which one is Hims? Is that a hair one or is that like a Viagra?
It's all the
one?
things.
It's both.
Hair. It's GLPs.
Hair
it's
and Viagra? Wow.
Anything that one could consider a man's problem, they make.
Look.
Wow.
No. But hers also has the bald and other things.
The female Viagra?
Yeah.
That existed. I remember when they invented that. Jay Leno and all the late night hosts, they had a ball with it. They thought it was very funny. But you guys, we got to talk about Him, plural or singular, the movie from 2025, because it's a movie. And I'll tell you right now, we weren't planning on doing it until those reviews came out. So this will be fun.
Yeah.
I would like to say also, we have been on, not a streak, but I would say high horror volume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just been mostly horror picking, if you ask me.
Well, we are coming up to Hutchtober, DJ, when everyone releases their horror movies.
Yeah.
That's right.
What's our excuse? We haven't done this every, time.
Because you know what it is? It's because horror movies are, because some of them are cool, right? Because like Weapons was cool. And some of them are trying to be cool, like maybe this one. And that makes them just kind of really silly. So that makes them fun to nitpick and like look into the specifics of, I think.
Right.
Because whenever something tries to be really, really smart, it runs the risk of being really, really dumb.
Just promise. Yeah. I
like us.
Nando. Like us.
That's right.
Yep.
Like us.
Although, well, I think we just are dumb. I don't think we try and be
That's
really,
true.
really
Yeah.
smart.
I don't know if we pretend to be really, really smart.
I was going to say, Nando, just promise me we won't do Black Phone 2. And then I'll be like...
I never even saw Black Phone 1, so
neither.
probably not. Unless if the reviews are really, really bad, then probably not. But before that, speaking of reviews and stuff, we're going to get to our news this week. DJ, do you want to introduce the news since this was your idea?
Yeah, it's time. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Speaking of football and fantasy movies, it's time.
We were talking about one of those things.
The Vulture Movie Fantasy League, known as the MFL. Woo! The crowd goes wild. So we're recording this slightly before the deadline, but you'll be hearing this probably well after the deadline. And for this year's Movie Fantasy League, now I will say, one slight change they made this year is that there isn't a hard deadline. There's like a soft deadline. So September 25th, again, was like whatever, a few days ago or however long it was the deadline to submit your movies with no, I guess, penalty. But after September 25th, the movies after they release become ineligible, essentially. And Nando wants it to be that they also don't count for us. That if you,
I think that's only fair.
We'll see about that one. We'll see. Maybe we'll screenshot. Maybe you can slide in. Slide
in like a DM.
Slide in like a DM,
right.
Or like you're a football player. Just
or
slide
like a football
in
player,
on
yeah.
the turf. So what we want to do is we want to each go over our
tearing your ACL on the turf or whatever. You saw somebody did that this week. Yeah, stop making these turf fields, man.
There's a lot of things going on there. But we thought we would go over each of our teams and talk about them, and then we'll see who's the best. So how do we want to do this? Do we want to go like pick by pick, like who like your number one pick was, talk about it, and then just go down the line? Yeah.
Yeah, and our number one picks, are they like most expensive or like first one you picked? Or what do you call them?
I would say the one that you're like the most confident in. I don't know. Order doesn't really matter. Like, if let's say you picked a movie, just gonna throw one out there. Maybe someone did or did not pick this. Let's say you picked Trap House because you were confused about what you thought it was. You probably wouldn't do that as your first pick. Just gonna throw that out there. You might save Trap House if you picked Trap House, but who
would do such a thing?
Listen, I was very confused, but
all right. Well,
we'll get there.
DJ, since you said that one, I will give you you could retool and think about what your actual first one is, even though you love that one. Diggins, what would you say is your first like round draft?
Number one overall.
I'm just gonna go with my most expensive one, which was that I decided to pin my hopes on Sinners.
Really?
Yeah.
How much did Sinners cost? Was it
$40? It's the second most expensive movie.
Yeah, after
Wicked for Good. Yeah.
Which, did either of you guys pick that?
Oh,
couldn't make it work.
No, okay.
Let's not spoil.
Well, let's not spoil. Yeah. So do you think Sinners is good? What do you think Sinners is going to win for?
I think it's going to compete in like a lot of categories. Song, obviously. But I think some acting stuff, especially for Michael B. Jordan, is likely, as well as like a bunch of like craft, maybe even like writing, directing, possibly a Best Picture contender. It's got a lot of buzz. People are very excited about it. And I don't know that it's going to win all or even most of that stuff, but I think it is going to be a reliable points getter through all of award season. So I think it is a solid anchor for a team.
Interesting. And it's a tough one because it's not a money one, so it's only awards.
Yes, that does make it tricky.
But has a great Rotten Tomatoes score, so it gets you points for that.
You get the Rotten Tomatoes even for ones that you deterministically can know?
Yeah, but they're not, the Rotten Tomatoes score is really not that big of a point getter.
Fair enough.
Plus, like, a lot of movies have Rotten Tomatoes scores if they like release it at a festival or something. I don't know what.
That's true.
If that waits until it counts as like if it comes out, domestically or whatever. But you can look at a lot of Rotten Tomatoes scores at this point and kind of learn some things. DJ, did you also pick Sinners?
I also did pick Sinners. I would like to echo everything Diggins said. I will add one thing, and it's that I feel like last year I don't know. I didn't go with my heart. And I think this year I really went with my heart. So besides all of the great points that Diggins made, Sinners was also my favorite movie of the year. And I'm like, I have to draft my favorite movie of the year. Like, it's just disingenuous to not do that. So I'm going to take my favorite movie and draft Sinners. So, yeah. What about you, Nando? What was your number one pick?
I did not draft Sinners because the Academy's racist. I don't know if you guys knew that, but racist.
Trump could torpedo that one, right? He could just torpedo Sinners. Yeah.
And then and the Academy hates cool stuff. So very rarely do they give it to cool stuff like horror movies or vampires. They give it to boring stuff. But I mean, not this is boring stuff, but I did take Wicked because I just saw it on the thing. I was like, oh my God, this is going to get so many nominations and make so much money. It's like Sinners, but with the money. So I can't, unless the Rotten Tomatoes is really bad and everybody hates it, but I still think it's going to make a stupid amount of money and probably get, I think the nice thing about Wicked is it's going to get double awards for the women. Like we'll get, 2 Best Actress nominations in the Golden Globes for sure. 2 Best Song nominations because they're each getting a song that's original for the movie. And also there's other people in it that might be good. I don't know if they're adding any new people, but like maybe Jonathan Bailey gets some love. Maybe what's his name? Jeff Goldblum. Maybe he's really good in the second one. Who knows? I haven't really looked up the cast, but I just feel like it's going to make like, I don't know, at least $500 million. And that will probably make it one of the most, box office-y movies of the year. So that was enough to sell me. And then also it's going to be probably a pretty solid awards contender. So yeah, it's not even that wasn't even my first pick, but I did pick it. because I don't know. I think it's gonna be pretty solid.
All right.
And Hollywood loves these ones like this. If this was Wicked 1, maybe I'd be a little bit more like, oh, this is worth it if it was $45 out of the 100. But for Wicked 2, knowing that like they embraced Wicked 1, I think the same is a lot of that is gonna hold true unless it's terrible. But yeah. And they put out a trailer today. Did you guys watch the trailer?
Oh, I did not.
I didn't.
No, put out a new one. It's got all this stuff in it that you would expect if you've read the, or like have seen, well, and probably if you read the book, but also if you've seen the original movie or original play, then you'd be like, oh right, that guy's that. That's all in there. So pretty cool.
All right. Well, yeah. Why don't we snake draft this? So, Nando, give us your next one.
Okay, so even like I said, even though Wicked cost $45 million, was my most expensive, or cost 45 regular dollars. Better not make $45 million, but that was my most expensive pick. My first pick this year was Hamnet,
you went with
What If Hamlet Had a Dead Son Oscar movie, which came in at $20. What if? But like, what would that movie be like? Who could even imagine? But I think this is gonna clean up. I think this is a strong Best Picture contender, and again for $20, like an insane value. It's got two actors that I think could get a lot of acting noms: Paul Mescal and Jesse Buckley. It's directed by Chloe Zhao, who's already won an Oscar. I've heard a lot of narrative this year because we're getting Chloe Zhao is a woman who's won an Oscar before.
What?
And then we got Catherine Bigelow is a woman who has won an Oscar before, who's also probably going to get a Best Director nomination for her movie this year. So like, I've seen a lot of people say, ooh, is this the year one, gets a second one? So that's cool. But yeah, it's also a fancy movie. So it gets all the bullshit for fancy movies: costumes, makeup, production design. So I think that's all going to be really strong. And just overall, the reviews for this are insane. Like the Rotten Tomatoes score on this is probably like in the high 90s, I think, last I checked. So I think I've seen a lot of people say, I think this won TIFF, like the jury award or whatever at TIFF. And a lot of the early people that have like seen it have said it's their favorite movie of the year. So I think this is a movie it's the movie that Emilia Perez thinks it is, but like it is, I'd say as close to a lock as one of these gets under $20. But yeah, do either of you guys pick Hamnet?
No,
I did, which was going to be the next thing I said.
Okay, then yeah. Do you agree? Do you have any other thoughts about Hamnet that are strong?
No, I mean you pretty much said it all. Yeah, like Chloe Zhao is a known quantity. It's a award season friendly topic, and a movie that it's by all accounts we've had from festivals is very good. So seems likely to rack up points.
You know what I'll also say too, because I love thinking about the narrative, like I was saying, to Best Picture women going against each other or whatever. The other narrative I can kind of see here is like, she did a stupid Marvel movie, but now she's back to the movies we love because we're fancy people, and we want to reward her for that. I could see a world where that becomes like not part of why she gets it, but something that a reason people are excited to give her the award. Yeah, I always think there's something to the narrative, and that could be kind of a way for this to subtly be a dig at the big studio system. Not that this wasn't produced by a big studio. I'm sure this costs a ton of money to make based on the trailers.
Big studios make these movies.
Oh, for sure. But yeah. So what else you got on your list, Diggins? Then forget about
DJ's next in our snake
Sinners
draft, isn't he?
Oh yeah, forgot it.
I do.
Draft.
Yeah, we're doing this silly format because I said it, and I only have bad ideas, and we're all about bad ideas in this podcast. I would just like, so I did. Like I said, I did not draft Hamnet. Just I'll throw in a little bit of my opinion on Hamnet. So I didn't draft it because it's not my kind of movie. I'm not a fan. You didn't
draft it because you drafted early and you didn't realize that it was a really good idea to pick it.
Literally, Diggins, I would thought about it. I'm like, because I don't know if we said our display names, but like I picked a very silly display name, and I'm like, I could use a burner email and make like my real team with my real alias.
That's true.
I didn't.
Well, what is your display name?
Perplexostan.
Oh, okay.
Nice. So you picked Electric State as one of your
yeah, right. Listen, I must talk about my love for Perplexo, but on the Hamnet bit, the award season is very long and windy, and I actually think Anora was an outlier last year as the front runner the entire time. Or I guess like Nomadland was another example of that. But like sometimes you get I know, but
Chloe, my girl.
That was a COVID year, but also sometimes you get weird Coda years where there's like late breaking movies that just kind of come out of fucking nowhere, right?
Possible.
Not saying that would happen, but it could definitely be Hamnet, and I'll lose because I didn't pick Hamnet because it's the Anora of this year. But it's not for me, boys. For my second pick a movie that's right up the motherfucking DJ alley. Do I think this will get a lot of noms? Probably, maybe not, but it's gonna make a couple Billy probably. Let's go Avatar: Fire and Ash.
Oh, really?
I don't think it's a crazy choice.
I did.
Interesting.
I'm going off past performance. I know this thing's not getting the Best Picture nom. This year's like way too stacked. It's not in the cards.
I think it could get a nom for Best Picture.
You think so?
I do. I mean, the last one did.
I know,
right?
But it was a weaker year. I think this year is so stacked.
Every Avatar movie thus far has gotten a Best Picture nom.
It depends.
Plus, they love pitting James Cameron against his ex-wife.
Yeah.
So it'd kind of be fun to put them together. Yeah, to having him lose.
What's the it depends on how many of these perspective movies, like if they flame out, like the house we built, the one that's a missile movie, Zero Dark 30,
The House of Dynamite by Jessica Chastain.
If that
not
flames,
Jessica Chastain, the director who I think is Jessica Chastain,
yeah.
Catherine Bigelow. Yeah, excuse me.
Like if that flames out, right? Then maybe it's nothing. But I took a flight. It was $30, so I chewed up $70 in 2 movies. So just wait to hear the rest of these fellas. I'm sure you guys had some much more interesting 3rd, 4th, 5th picks. But I believe in my boy Cams. I call him Cams. He's like, hey, Deej. I'm like, hey,
Jimmy
Cams.
Yeah.
That's how we talk. And I think he could bring it home. Jake Sully hasn't let me down yet, so I don't think he will this time.
Wow. Diggins, did you also pick Avatar, whatever this one was, Way of Fire or whatever?
No, I don't think it's a crazy pick, but I didn't have the cap space.
Nando, I assume you didn't also have the room for it.
I thought about it, but I would have had to kill Hamnet probably, or Wicked. It was one or the other, and that just wasn't happening. How much did this one cost?
30.
Do you remember? 30? Yeah, so that's a little steep.
I
will say, James, speaking of the narrative, James Cameron is, I would say, as dead to me as any director has ever been because of his embrace of AI and how much it's ruined his whole vibe, and how much it's ruined all his past movies because he upscales them into 4K using AI and they all look like shit. So I hope nothing but failure for him until he gets his shit together and stops drowning his actors also, if we're picking things that he did that were bad. But realistically, like the AI thing, I think it's crazy. I was waiting to see which director would really make it their thing, and it seems like he wants to make it his thing.
Yeah, imagine this movie's bad. I'll be so sad. This a bit of last year, it was like Joker 2. It wasn't 30, but it was like 25 or 20, and it was like, ugh. It was like real awkward if you picked it. Okay, I think we're back to Diggins. I don't know.
Yeah, we are back.
Diggins was your 3rd pick.
So my second and my 3rd, Snake Draft.
Sure.
Hamnet, my second one, we already went over for all the reasons Nando said.
Rock solid.
And then my 3rd one is I picked the movie It Was Just an Accident.
Who's in that?
Well, that's an Iranian movie, or technically an Iranian, French, and Luxembourgian co-production. It's not a documentary.
The Big Three?
Oh, I know this one. Okay.
Iran, France, and Luxembourg coming together again.
Yeah. It's by Jafar Panahi, who he did No Bears. He's an Iranian director who is not well liked by his government and has made his last couple of movies without permission. Which is
don't do that.
That's
not a good thing to do in other countries or here. As far as I'm concerned, you get the permission from the government to make Hamnet, and then you do it after that. Only then.
So I picked it because I think it's always a good idea to have a good international contender, because that's just a whole category that, you're basically guaranteed points if you pick one of the right ones.
Makes sense.
B, Jafar Panahi's a really good director. I've enjoyed his movies. Uh, C, because of the whole, like, he's kind of a political dissident from a repressive country, the Academy
Yeah.
loves to pat themselves on the back, being like, look, we support
Mm-hmm.
this person risking it all for the movies.
Is he like the Jimmy Kimmel of Iran, Luxembourg, and France? Is that has he ever been called that?
Well, not of France or Luxembourg, where he's fine. He's
Oh,
in Iran, yes. He's been in prison several times,
it's just like Jimmy.
just like Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think it won the Palme d'Or at Cannes also. So like it is likely to get other awards attention because it has already gotten a lot of critical love. And then the other things I said about like having a good international feature is nice because you just soak up a bunch of points that that most other movies are not even in contention for. So yeah,
Interesting.
Those are my second and third picks. DJ, what's your third pick?
All right, so now it's like, what is my third pick? I'm gonna say that my third pick was my like second favorite movie of the year. And just one
Electric
that
State.
Electric State. What
Electric
I can't
State.
stop talking about and keep listening to music to, it's K-pop Demon Hunters. This is my flyer that it gets a song nom, flyer it gets an animated nom. I loved it so much. Yeah, I just really wanted to pick this movie and, hoping for some little diversity in the portfolio. Did either of you pick K-pop Demon Hunters?
I did originally, and then I had to shuffle some things around to make room for my next pick, and it was one of the casualties.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I actually do have it on mine.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll then slide to Nando so we can learn what you fit in to murder K-pop Demon Hunters.
So yeah, K-pop Demon Hunters died for this one, and then No Other Choice died for this one, which I also was really hot on, and also came out of TIFF really hot. But after seeing more about this movie and then getting more, again, building some narrative, I did pick House of Dynamite. House of Dynamite is my number 3.
Really?
Yeah, I think it looks pretty cool. And I think it has, it's got Catherine Bigelow, the Jessica Chastain of directors, James Cameron's ex-wife. She loves the military or something. I can't really figure out what her deal is. But she did, Zero Dark 30 and this other one. What was the other one? Hurt Locker. And she's done other cool movies. She did that Chicago movie, right? I think that was her. So like, she's not like the, she's not like Michael Bay or something. But then also I feel like she, just based on what I've seen, I wouldn't say my one issue with this movie is I don't think it has the stars you would want for something like this. It's got Idris Elba, he's a star. And it's got Rebecca Ferguson. I'm not sure if she's a star, although she seems like she's the lead of this, so we'll see. But yeah, it's a Netflix movie, so it don't get the box office, so I don't feel great about that. Yeah, I know. I considered that in the thing of it, but it just looks, it looks really cool. It's just about a missile gets launched at America. No one knows where it's from, and we all lose our shit, and everybody's really tense. It's supposed to be very tense and cool, and I could see a world where my 3 all get pretty good, like Best Picture and Actor and like all the serious stuff. Love like Hamnet, Wicked, and House of Dynamite. So then I don't know. I think it'll be pretty strong. And also I think this year is a year of where part of the narrative can be about political uncertainty and like consequences from a government that doesn't know what to do. Or this could be competency porn, which we also would love this year. Either way, I think this could look great there.
I'm wondering narratively if it could go the other way, where it's like, oh god, we're all sick of political blah blah blah. Get this out of here. But yeah, I could see it either way.
It's very possible, but we'll see. I don't know. I liked it, and yeah, this was my biggest like what's the word, like reach here was deciding to move a couple things that I already liked around for this, so we'll see if it pays off. But Yeah. So I picked both. I picked the Hamnet and the House of Dynamite. So I support women directors better than you guys. I win. Also because DJ said his, my display name is 7 Hot Dogs. So if you see, when you see it, you'll know that one's me. What else we got? Oh, should I go again? My other one's super short. I don't even know anything about it. But this was a $1 pick. I think, or maybe $2. It was very low. I picked it immediately once I figured out what it was, and it's the voice of Hind Rajab, or Hind Rajab, or whatever that movie is, because it's about a Palestinian child and who is killed by the IDF during the Israeli invasion of the Gaza Strip. It is a documentary.
Oh, dude.
I mean, like, I don't know, and I'm sure it's good. I'm sure it's good and interesting and really important. But just on the basis of like what I think the Academy would love to reward this year, it's this. So
they gave them their one last year, Nando. What are you talking about?
I think they're gonna be even more excited to give them one this year. We'll see, but
even more.
I feel pretty good about this, and the value currently, if it was like $1 or $2, like I think it will be the great value pick of the year.
Yeah.
And I've seen it in a lot of other people's brackets for people that picks for people to put these out there. So I don't think I figured out this magic thing. I think a lot of people saw this and went, oh, yeah, that's good. Either of you guys have it?
No.
Oh, we'll see.
I thought about it.
Yeah. DJ, what do you got? What else is in your thing?
Let me be very clear. The only reason I chuckled there is because like everything Nando said is objectively correct. I'm just too stupid to figure these things out. So, I am the fool. All right. But I don't have a cool movie that talks about war crimes being done by one country to another country or group of people, or no country. I feel like enough countries have said country at this point. We can just say country.
Yeah, they decided that now it's cool to be against it.
Not this beautiful country, DJ. We haven't said it.
No, well,
that's true. We have not decided.
We're not cool like all those other ones.
But all the other ones got their shit together 3 years later and decided that they matter.
But for my next movie, I picked a movie that I am just excited for, and I want it in my bracket. And I think this is box office. Box office in a prayer, but I picked The Running Man.
Oh,
okay,
interesting. Running Man. Yeah, it was $8. I'm like box office in a prayer. I know that doesn't win you. Like, look, I do not have enough awards diversity inside my bracket as I look at it, but that's fine. Who needs it? People who win. That's who. Not this guy. This guy's got a fun bracket with fun movies.
I mean, Edgar Wright is great. Maybe this will be the year that Edgar Wright gets like recognized as one of the greatest directors of our time.
Not for this. There's no way.
Maybe
it does for. Maybe Glenn Powell will get it. Like, let's just decide that.
I gotta say, Glenn Powell, a huge albatross around the neck of this movie.
I mean, I could see Colman Domingo getting a Best Supporting nom if he's really good as the host.
Maybe.
And there's somebody else in it that I think Hollywood really likes. I can't remember who it was, but. There's it's not a bad cast individually, and I think overall it could be a really cool movie. But
is there
Lee Pace? I like Lee Pace. He's cool.
Is there something about Glenn Powell I should know that I don't know about before I talk about how much I love him? I don't love him. I'm just curious.
I just think he doesn't have the sauce.
He doesn't. No, he doesn't have the sauce. No. You saw him on Kimmel last night. No sauce. This fake football show ain't gonna do nothing for him.
Oh yeah. Chad Powers.
Could do nothing.
Yeah.
All right, Diggins, it's back to you.
All right,
5 and 6. Are we at? We have 5 and 6.
I think it's 4 and 5 for me right now.
4 and 5. Okay.
I already said I did K-pop Demon Hunters. So
because you're a cool person.
Because you guys just kept talking about how many awards it was going to win, and I did so bad last time. I was like, I guess I'll listen to you for one of these.
Did you watch it yet?
No.
Diggins,
my God. Fuck? My God, man. Put it on in the background while we do this podcast.
Yeah,
something.
Honestly.
Like, do yourself a favor. Just every so often pause it and go, oh, him was the acting was bad. And then go back to Demon Hunters.
Yeah,
and we'll be like,
honestly,
you'll never get me. Never. Unless my niece wants to watch it with me. I'll probably watch it with her.
Yeah, that'll never happen. No kid,
like,
kids hate this movie.
No,
And
she
then they're
loves
like-
it. She's seen it already. She loves it.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. And then they're like, oh, it's Jim Jeffries again. And then you go back, right? You just do this all movie.
Also, what's your team name, Diggins?
Actually, this is a good time to introduce it because mine is Southern Blues Vampire Killers.
Okay.
That's pretty good. All right, what's your number 5 pick?
My number 5 pick, I got one in here to chase that box office, of course.
Mhm.
And it's one that one of you said was a good pick to chase that box office. Because, boys, I went ahead and stuck in a little SpongeBob movie, Search for SquarePants.
Figured this would be quick because so did I.
just to num 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 up all that little kid box office for only $5.
Nando, I assume you did as well.
I did not actually. I'm looking at my list now. This is another casualty of the House of Dynamite.
Oh my god!
I'd forgotten about it.
But I think this may. At this point, I feel pretty confident in saying there's nothing all three of us picked.
Yeah, I think that's probably.
Oh yeah,
true.
that will be Mm-hmm. All right, that's interesting. Well,
That is interesting.
I also did SpongeBob. So Nando, it's now your time for 5 and 6. Yeah.
Okay. I thought when you were saying box office movie, there was a chance you were going to say this, which is my 5 is Five Nights at Freddy's 2. I think that is.
It was $10.
Yeah, I know, but like, look at how big that was last year.
I know.
Or last time they made one of these, and then let's see what happens this time. But like, I don't know.
My thought though was like, no way any awards on that one, and Rotten Tomatoes
0.
is probably going to be worse than SpongeBob.
I agree, but I just think, this is my only, looking at everything here, this is my only full money pick. And I just think I could see a world where this makes stupid money. I don't know anything about it besides that it's a sequel to the first one and the Hutch is in it. And I love the Hutch. So
we all love the Hutch here.
Exactly. So for that reason alone, I have to stick with it. And then my other pick underneath that is that Arco movie that I talked about on the pod. That I did pick as my animated. I think that one came in at like 3 or something. So like I was a really good value and it will get nominated for sure. I think there's a good shot it wins because like I said, it looks fancy. But and it's produced by Natalie Portman, who is a person who has won Oscars before. But yeah, I don't have too much else to say about that either. Besides the voice cast is good. Like the American voice cast is like pretty big names, like Will Ferrell's in there. So I feel good about it. We're getting to the bottom of my list where the money really started to run out, but this was maybe the last one that I was like, if I just got these 6, I'd feel really good. The other 2, I feel good about. Like I'll take them, but the top 6, Hamnet, Wicked, Dynamite, Rajab, Five Nights at Freddy's, and Arco, that's more than enough for me. What about you, DJ?
Well, now we're into it's kind of the dregs. I'll say this one because I had mentioned it on the pod we did our segment, but I did pick Anemone. Still no word on that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Comes out in a couple weeks.
Yeah, that's always a great sign.
Hopefully not a full
like how him had a review embargo until the day it came out because the reviews were so good.
If only they could take them back and embargo it till 8 or 9 months after the movie comes out. That'd be really good for this movie.
Listen, this movie comes out next Friday and we've heard nothing. Like my concern levels are through the roof, but fuck it.
I mean, how much could it possibly have cost? Like
it was $5.
$5.
It's one Daniel Day-Lewis movie, Michael. What could it cost?
Yeah, and I guess you know what? There's a good chance he gets Best Actor even if the movie stinks. Like Best Actor nomination at least,
supporting.
So.
I think he's in it only for a little bit, but still, that's what I'm saying. Like it's $5 for Daniel Day-Lewis. I'm an idiot if I don't do it. All right.
And you got to put your money where your mouth is because this was your recommendation earlier. Like when we did our thing, so I get that, and I can't remember because I think I did Arco. Diggins, what was your recommendation for like cheap value?
Well, my recommendation is the next thing on my list, The Mastermind, the new Kelly Reichardt movie that comes out next month.
That looks cool, yeah.
For basically the same reasons I said then, it's like Kelly Reichardt is a known director who has won Oscars before. It did well at Cannes. It was nominated for the Palme d'Or, although it was just an accident one. And has, I feel like, Academy friendly subject matter. So we'll see.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
think if people have started, like, I think people have seen that. And I've seen some reviews of that. Very positive. So, that's
And then,
good.
because we're stake drafting, my second thing here. Also, this is something I picked just for me. Basically just hoping for some craft awards, maybe. But I had to throw 28 Years Later on there because
Oh, yeah.
I like that movie a lot. And it was only $5, so I was like, okay.
Mm-hmm. It's a good one. It's a great movie. And yeah, I could see some craft stuff. I could see best supporting for Ralph Fiennes if they wanted to do it. Like,
I think it would have had to have gotten more buzz for that to be a realistic possibility, but like I said, I think maybe some production awards wouldn't be crazy.
What if the BAFTAs just go all in on this? What if they're like, this is the Britishest movie besides Hamnet, of course. So we're gonna really give this praise.
If the BAFTAs are all Hamnet and 28 Years Later, that would be great for my picks.
Yeah, very possible. DJ, what about you?
DJ number 7.
All right. Yes, my 7th pick, and just have to no money at this point. So I picked Good Fortune because it looks funny, and maybe people go see a comedy, pick up some box office buzz for $2. So yeah, I that movie looks fun. It
looks okay. Yeah.
Listen, if my team is anything, it's the fun team. We're who are we? Who's like. We're the Jacksonville Jaguars. We're not gonna win a lot of games, but we're gonna look awesome at how hilarious we're doing out there. They're gonna be like, "Oh, look at these jokers out there. They're hilarious." So, yep.
Wow. Okay. Well, I'll say my last two. This is the reverse order if I picked them because this was when I was really shuffling around to save money. I ended up picking The Secret Agent, which is the Wagner Moore movie I also talked about last week, getting huge love out of the festivals and currently sitting at like a high 90s. I've heard that this, and Diggins, when you were talking about foreign films, I'm like, there are a lot of really strong foreign films this year. No Other Choice, obviously, is one, and that I think won the TIFF award for foreign films. This, which I've even seen Wagner Moore get potentially Best Actor nominations in people's like speculation for this one because it's apparently really, really good. I know nothing about it besides that it's about a secret agent who's on the run or something. I just think it was good. It was pretty cheap, so I was pretty happy to hold on to that. And then I had $1 left because I ended up spending exactly $100. So my last dollar went to a movie called I Wish You All the Best, which comes out soonish. Actually, I guess it's in November, but this is a LGBTQ plus drama romance coming of age story. So sometimes those make money. It also has currently 100% on Rotten Tomatoes with 7 reviews, so I think it's probably pretty good. And for $1, I looked at everything on $1 because I didn't want to take like Electric State as a joke or some of the other, Brave New World as a joke, but I just couldn't. Because I think there's maybe some money here, and I think if anything, good reviews. And like these like gay friendly, whatever this is, I haven't looked at it really, but whatever it's representing, sometimes they make money, so I'm happy. I doubt it'll get like awards love, but you never know. So that's Hamnet, Wicked for Good, House of Dynamite, Voice of Henry Job, Five Nights at Freddy's 2, Arco, The Secret Agent, I Wish You All the Best. That's Team 7 Hot Dogs. DJ, what's your last one?
All right, guys. So I got confused, and I was just like scrolling the $2 bin, and I saw a movie called Trap House, and I was like, oh, like Dave Bautista, whatever. And I'm like, for some reason, I thought this was like a horror movie where influencers get lured into a house and then they're like killed.
Oh yeah, what is that called?
That's a movie called Skill House that came out over the summer.
Right.
This movie is some fucking Dave Bautista's like a DEA agent. It comes out in November. Maybe it'll be amazing. Maybe Trap House is the look. The government's gonna love it because it's about drug
That's
busting
true.
and, you know, probably killing colored people. So, you know,
probably.
Yeah. Our hero, Tom Homan, will probably take all $50,000 right into that bag and dump it into the box office to buy all his tickets.
If we get state-controlled Oscars, I am going to win with Trap House because it'll get every single award. Although I do have Sinners, so that's not a good prospect for that. But, you know, hey, don't pick your team late and in a rush 2 weeks at a time. You're like, whatever, Trap House. So, yeah, that's why I drafted Trap House. I thought it was a different movie called Skill House.
I mean, you never know. You know, I haven't seen a trailer for it or anything, but this could be. Is it getting a theatrical release, or is it like a Netflix thing?
I do at least think it gets a theatrical. It better. I'll cry into a pillow if it doesn't.
That's something, you know.
Could it's got Bobby Cannavale. Let's go.
Oh, from Only Murder in the Building. Everyone loves him.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
so
you know, not bad.
I spent. Oh, by the way, Nando, how much money did you spend?
$100.
Yep. So I spent exactly $100. Yep. My team: Perplexo, Stan, Sinners, Avatar, Fire and Ash, K-pop Demon Hunters, SpongeBob, Anemone, Good Fortune, The Running Man, and Trap House.
I mean, if it makes you feel better, DJ, Skill House apparently was bad, reviewed poorly, and didn't make very much money. So that wouldn't have been a good pick either.
I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, considering it came out and none of us heard of it or saw it, probably wouldn't have been a great pick.
Let me see if it's draftable. It wasn't even draftable. That's how. Couldn't
not even
pay
Skill House.
Not even for $1.
Wow. Not even not even for $0. It would just be an asset, or it would just be a liability because it would be negative Rotten Tomato points. So you wouldn't want it. But still, that's All right. What about you, Diggins? Yep. What are your last guys?
My last guy. I only had $2 left because I also spent exactly, or is it? Yeah, $2 left because I spent exactly 100. So you know what the Academy historically has fucking loved? A lot.
Movies about Fantastic Four First Steps?
No. Documentaries about Ukraine. So I went ahead and put 2,000 meters to Andrivka. Andrivka on my list because it's good to have a documentary to soak like international features. It's just a whole category soaking up points if you pick one of the good ones. And secondly, because people fucking love those Ukraine docs. They keep nominating them for awards, and this is apparently the one for this year, the good one. So
they certainly do.
Here it is.
So what's your team and your like full loadout?
Right. So my full loadout team is Sinners, Hamnet, It Was Just an Accident, K-pop Demon Hunters, The Mastermind, The SpongeBob Movie, Search for SquarePants, 28 Years Later, and 2,000 Meters to Andrivka. And I name Southern Blues Vampire Killers.
All right.
Fascinating. Interesting. I want to go over a couple none of us picked real quick. Nobody picked One Battle After Another.
Yep.
That is an interesting movie, but it's scary to me for this.
I feel like it's too, like, I think the movie's going to be good. I'm excited to see it. As an awards contender, it feels like too much of a wild card to me.
Yeah. It could get box office, though. That's the other thing with this one. Like, I could see a world where this makes an okay amount of money.
We'll know
but for $30. We will know soon. None of us picked Sentimental Value, which in my like looking up stuff about it, this turned up in a lot of potential categories people are expecting to like do really well. This is the Stellan Skarsgård family movie about a dad who's like sad and stuff.
Right.
It's very likely going to be like another. This is why Best Foreign is so dangerous, is because this is in there, and there's a good chance this wins that. None of us picked Begonia. Emma Stone, Jesse Plemons, Yorgos Lanthimos.
This feels like one of the weird Yorgos Lanthimos ones, and those don't tend to get a lot of awards.
Yeah. Nobody picked Zootopia, which could be a box office juggernaut with $25. I know.
$25 is a big ask.
And then what's the other one? Oh, nobody picked Smashing Machine. I thought it was interesting.
I think that's a red herring. I don't think there's much there. I really don't.
I could see it.
None of us believe in The Rock.
No, why would we? He's given us nothing to believe in up until this point. So
it's weird because some of these movies at that level, it's like the pricing, right? It's like $20, I'm gonna stay away. 15, I'm thinking about it. 10 is an auto grab. So they probably did 20 just to be safe, but like that feels like it should be a 15.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I agree.
Hamnet being 20 and Smashing Machine being 20 is like crazy.
Yeah, that's gonna look insane next. And I think that there's a little bit of a narrative there of like, oh, it's Rock, but he did really serious movie. But I just don't think that's big enough to overcome some of these other narratives that are actually good. And this is the only movie I think that I've heard some negative stuff about. And not a lot of negative stuff about, but I've heard a lot of people, or at least a couple of people say like, yeah, I didn't really like it. Like it just isn't. So this might be the Amelia Perez of this year, not in the same, but I could see this being like actually not that good.
I know. That's a inflammatory claim.
I know. And the other one that I thought maybe someone would pick that nobody picked is Now You See Me, Now You Don't, which I also waffled on.
I couldn't get there.
It might make a lot of money. Like these make money. Might. People are really excited about them for some reason.
People love magicians.
Yeah, and people love crimes. What if they did crimes? Pretty cool.
One that also fell for me, the pricing category, like just too expensive. Like I would have grabbed the 10, but it was 15. Is This Thing On?
Yeah.
That's one. I really thought about that one, but I just couldn't make it work.
You mean Joker 3? But what if it was just a movie instead of Joker? Yeah.
Listen, like Will Arnett's like funny. Like I really like Will Arnett.
Yeah.
Like, I think that movie could be like charming. Like
and like Bradley Cooper directed it, right? So like
but like what does that mean?
Awards.
Like,
I mean, will people see it and go, oh, like the Star is Born movie? Yeah, we like that. Does it have best song? Does he also sing The Shallows in it? But this time it's a bit. I don't know. But also, will this year be the year where we're like, we want to reward comedians because we love comedies because it is the greatest form of standing up to government? Like, is that the narrative?
It is the only like funny-ish one of these,
Do you think Kimmel's going to be the Oscars host because of all this?
Has to be.
Ooh.
Has to. Wait, did they announce already? They might have announced.
I don't know.
Because they sometimes because it was Conan last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's Conan again.
Oh, sick.
Yeah,
that's great.
They really like the back-to-back, I think.
Yeah.
Like is it like a momentum thing, like theory they have going on? It's like, well, they did it last year, so do it this year again. They'll carry all that forward.
If I had to guess, based on hearing Conan talk about it on podcasts and people talk about Conan, I think you do it the first year. Mm-hmm. They convince you to do it once, and you're like, oh, this is going to be fun. I like this. You do a great job, or you do a shitty job, and then you don't do it again. But you do a great job, and everybody's like, wow, you really did an amazing job.
Yeah.
And then they come back to you, and they're like, do you want to do it again? And you're kind of still high on it, and you're like, yeah, I'll do that. And then that runs out, but you haven't done it yet, but you remember like, oh, this was a lot of work, and this probably isn't worth my time. But then you're already locked in, so you do it. But by the time they come back for the third time,
I'm out.
I'm not. Yeah, no.
See me in 5 years, and then like also, exactly. Yeah,
because I can't imagine this is very much like money. So
it's probably a decent payday.
I was wondering about it though. Like, there's not a lot of screen time.
Is it like the Super Bowl halftime show where they do it for free?
I don't know. Yeah, it might be. I wouldn't
because like they don't get paid to do that. The Super Bowl halftime show. They do it mostly for like publicity.
Exposure.
That's crazy.
I know.
I don't know. Is it?
Yeah.
Sometimes they want to do. I mean, like, look at what Kendrick Lamar probably got out of last year.
Yeah,
like,
he didn't need money.
Was it worth it to humiliate Drake on a worldwide stage? Of course.
Mm-hmm.
But generally, like, they make so much money off that thing. They can't give any of it to the musical performers. Come on.
They're just scraping by. They can barely. You think they turn a profit? The overhead on Super Bowls are so high. Most Super Bowls fail after 5 years. It's the business of Super Bowls. So, you really gotta pinch pennies where you can. Speaking of movies that came out or are coming out, is that Mandalorian movie? When does that come out? You guys see the trailer for that?
Is that a thing?
That's not for this, right? It wouldn't have been. It probably would have been on somebody's list. Is it next year?
I don't think it's on until next year. Yeah.
Okay. Did you guys watch the trailer for that?
No.
Looks weird. It looks like a TV show, as a lot of people have said. So
I wonder why.
And they named it Mandalorian Grogu, even though Mandalorian's name is not Mandalorian. It's Din Djarin or whatever, but Grogu's name is Baby Yoda. So like one guy got nickname, one guy got real name. Should have just been Mandalorian and Baby Yoda, but
or at least Mandalorian and the Child.
Yeah, or that, yeah. But yeah, that came out. I wonder, do you think they're working on it now, trying to get Cara Dune in there? You know, they're like digitally replacing some role with Cara Dune, because they're very excited to work with her in the future. You're gonna have a lot of opportunities with Cara Dune.
Yeah, she shows up by herself, and then the back of the Mandalorian's head is on screen, and you just hear clearly not Pedro Pascal's voice going, "Cara Dune, I thought you died in that Republic cruiser." And then she by herself is like, that's what I wanted you to think, but really I was alive and doing cool stuff.
Yeah, the Empire tried to kill me, but I very heroically called them Hitler or whatever, Nazis.
They sent their best trans assassins after me.
Yeah.
But I defeated them because of their weakness.
Yeah. Yeah, they sent Zam Wissel or whatever, the assassin from the beginning of Attack of the Clones who can shapeshift and change their gender, presumably, in a devious way. Remember that character?
Yeah.
She was the character that Jango Fett sent to send his squid to kill Padme or whatever in the
That's
first.
Right. He was
first
the
5 minutes of that movie.
subcontractor.
Yeah. Movie stunk. Yeah. So that's and speaking of
good luck to everyone in the league. You know,
good luck to everybody in the league.
Winner to
we all remember to put mostly
to
nitpicking as our league name, of course.
Oh yes,
that's right.
Yes. Yeah. So for anyone who still hasn't signed up, you guys could sign up. It's fine. Just draft your team. Put mostly nitpicking as the league name, and then real quick, do you guys have your tiebreaker questions?
I do, but I didn't do any research, so they might sound stupid.
Yeah, they were just.
So I'll say them.
Please.
Let me pull it up again.
Well, how's this? Just forget the number ones. Which award category's winner will have the longest speech?
I think I just said best picture because it's probably traditionally a long speech, but
I said best actor.
Usually best picture is really fast because it's the end of the night and they're just like, well, we did it, we won, hooray, and then it's over. I also said best actor.
What happens if they accidentally pick the wrong one? Does that count? Does that point time roll over of the La La Land speech into Moonlight? Remember who did that, you guys? Heroic Jimmy Kimmel was the guy who had to make that call. So maybe they'll do that again as a bit.
But all right. Well, good luck to everyone. Winner gets a movie. Speaking of, I never do these.
I mean, speaking of winners and speaking of being the best, we got to talk about
the Super Bowl.
Speaking of being number one.
Yeah, we got to talk about this week's movie. Which is also none of our brackets, shockingly, or our list.
What were they charging for him? I'm gonna look because
I don't think it was that much.
No, it couldn't have been. Although this was before the reviews came out.
$5.
So they probably saw it and were like, maybe he'll be.
I mean, that's obviously too much now, but beforehand, I think it wasn't that terrible.
$1.
It has Jordan Peele in the poster. He's the best.
Everyone knows when the movie prominently says who the producer is to trick you. That means it's a good movie.
Yeah. Let's talk about it. We got to talk about him. And I am in charge this week. I can't wait because I won last week because it follows Riley. So that's you guys and everybody knows this is the big movie of the week. It stars Marlon Wayans, one of the Wayans brothers. Someone I'm not super familiar with, Tyreek Withers, who's probably from other stuff. Not a lot though. Nothing big. So this is maybe his first big starring role. Then a couple of other people, Julia Fox, Tim Heidecker, Jim Jeffries, among others. And this is, it's a big old movie. It's got a very provocative title. And
does it?
We're going to do, kind of. It's like one of those titles that's so, like, it's like if the title was like you're like, wow, that's calling it shot on being a big movie. Him, it's a pretty good, it's one of the pronouns. So That's
true.
dangerous. It could have been banned on just that alone.
Mm.
But yeah. So you guys want to do some IMDbing for it? I can't wait to
I would love
IMDb this
to.
one. All right, and I'm in charge of the IMDb summary because I was the winner. And
Follows Max.
follows
Mhm.
Max. Yeah, I'll say this: no following in this one, as far as I'm concerned.
And
But
as far as IMDb is concerned,
as far as IMDb is concerned as well. But we're doing the IMDb B's and spelling bee, so we're gonna look at the IMDb description, and my esteemed co-hosts are going to attempt to guess it. Whoever does the best will win, and then the loser, as we've decided, will have. And this time we're doing 15 minutes. We're changing it up a little bit to recap the movie quickly as best they can, and we'll see how, this part's still a little bit in flux, so maybe it'll still be too short, but maybe we'll land on the right number. Who knows? But before that, we got to talk about how they find these, where they get these summaries, because they are often mysterious. And it's one of those things where, have you guys ever heard of, what's it called? It's the way
Rapture.
that. Oh no! Do you guys remember the Rapture though? The other day,
yeah.
so anybody that got
None of us
raptured?
got picked.
No, did Shaq? Is Shaq still here among us? Shaq is the single celebrity that gets name dropped in the leftovers as having been raptured. So I just keep expecting it to happen. But no, I'm trying to think of what's the I guess like it's like a sonar system that is used to measure the amount of precious minerals in our ocean, which is the most important thing on Earth. Is our precious, our rare earth minerals to make our phones and stuff.
Right, of course.
And that is also because of how important phones are in our lives. We found that that mineral not only powers phones and holds charge or whatever, but it can also predict the IMDb summaries for movies. So what we do is we send a little robot down into the bottom of the Earth, and they use like sonar or some sort of mapping technology to figure out what the curves of all of these little rocks are. And then before they bring them up to Earth with some wonderful, or up to the surface with some wonderful system of pulleys or whatever, they're able to scan the topology, and that reads out like a little Morse code of the IMDb summaries for movies. And that is all done based on, the amount of minerals and the density of the minerals. If the minerals are very dense, then the summary is usually pretty good. If the minerals are light, I don't know what those would be, but like pretty light ones, summary is sometimes pretty shitty. So we're going to look at this. I would say this is a pretty dense mineral, nice rock solid summary as far as I'm concerned, and not particularly long. So who goes first? Who gets to decide who goes first?
DJ gets to pick.
All right, DJ, how do you feel about this?
Horrible. I'm going to have Diggins go first.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Aspiring football star Cameron Cade gets the opportunity of a lifetime when quarterback Isaiah White, the GOAT, offers to train with him for a week but this dream soon turns into a nightmare.
Okay. DJ?
Young star quarterback Cameron Kane gets recruited to work with Isaiah White, the greatest of all time, who is soon retiring. Cam works under Isaiah at his training facility, where he learns that to become the GOAT, he must be willing to sacrifice more than he bargained for.
Now, does the fact that DJ said the wrong name even after I said the right one, does that factor in at all?
What
It doesn't. None of the names, no names
wrong?
involved
Okay.
in this summary, so you're fine.
What name did I say
DJ.
wrong?
said Cameron.
You said Cameron.
I said
Yeah.
Cade. Cameron Cade.
I heard
It sounded
Kane.
like Kane, but either way, it doesn't matter. Neither of the names were in it, and all the summaries were bad. Both of you did a worse job than the minerals.
Damn.
And I think the minerals did a pretty good job.
Damn.
I think
Really?
you got,
Wow.
it's not like you completely missed it and summarized a completely different movie, but like, I think you could have done a little bit better. So we're going to go to trivia for this one. The trivia for this is so stupid.
Yes.
Well, what's the summary? Unless that's
Oh,
part
sure,
of the,
yeah.
the tiebreaker.
No, I'll say what the summary is. This is, okay, the summary for him. A young athlete descends into a world of terror when he is invited to train with a legendary champion whose charisma curdles into something darker.
Curdles.
So, like,
Okay.
not a lot of football stuff in there. Could be any sport, really, based on the way it's
young
described.
athlete. It could be anything.
Young athlete, legendary champion.
Mhm.
But I
Ping pong
think
star.
overall, got the vibe. Yeah, it could be. Maybe this is Marty Supreme. That's a ping pong movie, right?
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
I had a trailer for it before this one.
Ah, nice. I feel like nobody picked that either, which is interesting.
Nobody picked the Springsteen movie either, so.
Yeah, but like,
It's trying
and
too
it's
hard.
too odd to know. Yeah, it's trying too hard, I think, is also possible. It's like, maybe it's the Jersey in me. I just don't buy it.
We know what Asbury
but-
Park looks like.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it doesn't have that guy in it, Jeremy Allen White. He's just not there. He maybe was when they were filming it, but he's usually not there. So I just want to. Okay. So I have the thing now. Okay, this is a trivia for this movie, and this will be a question I'm asking both of you. In interviews, the director described him, 2025, as almost like blank or blank, just with two quarterbacks. This hints at the film's tone, admixture of horror, idolatry, and the cult of athletic fame. Okay, so these are two movies that apparently the director believes this movie is like. And I think I know what he means when he says that. However, these are wild. Like, having watched this movie and having seen those movies, no. But I want to see if either of you guys can guess them just based on what you think this movie, what you think it was doing. So, just take guesses. One of them is more recent. One of them's from like the recent past. They're both from, the 2000s. But
I'll go first. This is insane and stupid, but I kind of think it matches with what you're saying. I'm gonna guess Her.
okay, that would be so funny. It's like Her. It's him though. But it's like,
but it is like about an obsessive and idolatry. Sure. It's like it is about those things.
I guess you could describe Her that way.
Yeah, listen, I as I said, this is not a great way to describe this movie either, so that would be fair. That is incorrect. Sorry, DJ. Diggins, do you want to take a shot?
I have a guess that I'm worried is too accurate.
Well, maybe it's. I mean, listen, maybe you and the director see something I don't, but
all right. I mean, I don't think
follow your heart
is as good, to be clear, but I think in terms of tone and such, it is going for a Midsommar vibe.
Yeah, I think so too, but that is not correct. But smart. Yeah, I think that's a good choice. I will say both of these movies skew towards horror, kind of, or at least thriller, I would say, if not full horror. Although I think one of them you'd say is just a horror movie. But they're also like better movies than this. So, that's something. And B, like they're saying something kind of different than this. Like they're not also about football or something.
I got another one.
DJ, you want to try again?
Some kind of obsessive thingy. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to float around in the horror. Well, you said he was wrong, right? Like you're like, no, this.
Yeah,
is
I don't think this is.
But you said you can see where he got there, though.
I do. I know exactly what he got from it. Actually, now I'm thinking about it. But like using those movies to describe this movie, it's like, well, that is one tiny element of it, but beyond that, not that interesting of a, like, it's like, it's like the Jordan Peele thing. It's like, that's not what the movie is, though. But if you want to describe it like that, that might get people to see it, I guess.
All right.
So
I'm gonna say, speaking of Jordan Peele, I'm gonna say Get Out.
I wish. No, not so. Diggins?
I got one that I feel like is superficially like similar, but like if you think about it all, you're like, well, they're really not that similar at all. The Lighthouse.
No, that's a good one though. I think Diggins, that's like maybe the closest we've gotten so far. So DJ, you want to try again?
I'm like really digging now. Not digging like Diggins. What could it be? Sixth Sense.
No, not bad. I mean, maybe bad pick because I think it came out in 1999, but not a horrible pick otherwise.
Oh, is it not an old movie?
I said they both come out since the 2000s.
Oh,
so,
my bad. Okay.
But I'm counting it. Diggins, what about you? Any other guesses?
Let's see. Horror inflected movies. What's one of the latest movies in that? Ex Machina.
Ex Machina is one of them, correct?
Ha-ha!
Ex Machina.
What a bad comparison.
Yeah, can you think about what he saw in Ex Machina in this?
I imagine it's the same reason that I got there is I was thinking about what are famous entries in the trapped in a rich weirdo's compound genre.
Yeah. So I think that is what he, and I get it, thinking that you made that movie or like that was an influence, but after the fact, it seems kind of insane to name check that movie. DJ, would you like to take a shot at the other movie?
There's a second one. I'm never going to get this.
Now, remember, like I said, there was one in the very recent past and one in the somewhat recent past. So Ex Machina is the one in the somewhat recent past. But there's one that's more recent than that. That is the other one.
And you said, like, I'm stuck on, like, obsessive. So wait, is this the obsessive part? Because Ex Machina is just, like, trapped in Weirdo's house, right?
I mean, like, but Ex Machina also has the, like...
One could describe
kind of,
Ex Machina as having obsessive elements.
And the rich weirdo, you're kind of not like obsessed with him, but like kind of mysteriously drawn to his charisma before it curdles, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But
I hate when charisma curdles.
I mean, I hate it when I watch it. So
all right, so. I'm gonna go. It's not rich weirdo, but it is weirdo, and like I don't know, maybe you saw something in this. I'm gonna say Trap.
No, interesting though. That's a good guess. Diggins, even though I think you've won, I'd like to see because I think you could guess it potentially.
I have one more guess. But
then
Diggins
Diggins gets one more guess, and if you get it right, then we're done.
So recent. Like this is quite recent.
Yeah. It's him. It's the movie Him. That'd be really wild.
He compared it to The Monkey.
No. Okay, guess. DJ, what's your other one?
I only because it's recent and maybe he thought this movie was way better than it was. But I'm gonna guess Nosferatu.
It is Nosferatu.
What?
That's right. Another trapped in a rich weirdo's house. Yeah.
I guess kind of the first half.
The first half, exactly. Like, I don't think that is a great way to describe the movie
obsessive.
Nosferatu. Yeah, obsessive, for sure. But
damn, I ruined it.
Yeah, I'm not surprised you got it because, like, we've been doing this for how many years, and also like, I could see, it's got Ex Machina qualities to it, but hey, look at that. So. Maybe we'll keep going. Maybe we'll do another.
Oh no! Did you not have another one?
No, I've got plenty. Okay. So this one, this is true. This is really funny. I'm just gonna Google it to see, just make sure this is right. Because when I find these on IMDb, I Google them. Yeah. Oh no, he said this. Okay. So according to the Hollywood Reporter, in an interview with the Wayans brother, that this is Marlon Wayans, who said, and I will quote, innovation is not always embraced. when he was discussing the critiques of this movie. So fun.
Of course.
This is a quote from this article. Wayans continued. When they told me they wanted me to do it, they said, "You're the only guy. You are him." I was like, "What do you mean?" They're like, "You're one of one. You're the only one who is doing what you're doing at the level you're doing it. Other people have blank, 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 but right now the world hasn't seen your everything. So let's go do it." Who are the three people that he compares himself to, where he says the other people compared himself to as one of ones? These are
they actors or just people?
Actors.
Okay.
Yeah. So
right.
DJ, let's start with Diggins. Diggins, do you have any guesses?
I mean, one of them's got to be Denzel, right?
No, he's not Denzel.
Wow.
Yeah. DJ?
Denzel's a good one. Morgan Freeman.
Incorrect. I will say this: they are more like, I think those are. This is so. On one hand, that would be a baffling comparison to make, saying he's like the Denzel of his time. On the other hand, by directly comparing himself to these three people, it's kind of more baffling because it's like, well, no, I know you're not as good as them because they're the greatest, and they're also kind of doing what you do. So, like, the fact that you think you're on this level is kind of interesting. Diggins, you want to take another shot at it?
Will Smith.
No. Interesting one. DJ?
Richard Pryor.
No. Good. But DJ's is the closest so far for sure.
Okay.
Diggins.
Eddie Murphy.
That's one of them. Yep.
That was fucking
Eddie Murphy, one of the greatest, potentially the greatest comedian that ever lived, or the greatest comedian actor, very much like Marlon Wayans, in that they both exist on Earth at the same time. DJ?
Now, are these other two, are they in this genre, or is it like totally now different?
I mean, I'll give you guys another hint if you don't get it, but just try it. See who you say, and then we'll see.
I'm just gonna go, like George Clooney.
No, incorrect. So yes, they are all in the same genre as Eddie Murphy. Dickens, want to take another guess?
Well, then I'm gonna say Chris Rock.
No, DJ.
Okay, This would be insane. Bill Cosby.
No, that would be insane.
I had to guess it.
I'll give you a hint. They're white. Like Eddie Murphy is not white, but the other two are. So,
okay.
Before we, he is white. Before we get really, just to start naming quite obscure black comedians who have been in movies that's somewhat popular. These are like the Eddie Murphy of white people. If I'm being honest. So. Diggins?
Robin Williams.
Yeah, Robin Williams is one of the other ones.
I guess Diggins takes it.
DJ? Well, do you want to try the other one? Do you think you could get it? I would have said
like George Carlin.
No, good guess.
My other one that I was going to say was Jerry Seinfeld.
No, I would say closer to what Robin Williams and Eddie Murphy do.
Where they were actually successful at doing movies?
Yeah, and I think Eddie Murphy and this person share a lot in common, but also this person shares a lot in common with Marlon Wayans, like more than any of the other ones. So comparing them, I think, is also insane. DJ, you want to take one last guess?
I don't know. I got nothing.
This is Jim Carrey. In Living Color, also star Jim Carrey. Yeah. But also like kind of sketch comedian to turned comedian actor turned serious scary actor, except not done that. Didn't do that last part.
What are you talking about? Dr. Robotnik is a very serious role.
That's true, actually. Just a breakdancing and stuff. But yeah, so that's I think looking back, that's a very funny. I mean, I guess it's a good way to get him to make the movie is go like, this is how everyone will know you're as good as Robin Williams. But like
crazy.
Yeah, compared to Robin Williams, wild. So Diggins, congratulations. You win the IMDb B as in summary.
I guess you could say that I'm
spelling
him.
bee. You are one of them for sure. Yeah. And also, did you guys know what the title of this movie was originally? I wasn't sure if this would have been a good trivia question.
I mean, I could
Goat?
guess.
Yeah, it was Goat. So that's what I thought. It wouldn't have been as fun. Which one do you like more, him or Goat as the title?
Him.
Really? I feel like Goat is a more appropriate title.
I was gonna talk about this at whatever point, but I'm getting a little sick and tired of Goat, the acronym, and Goat, animal.
Well, what was that movie? I didn't see it, or I did see it, but I can't remember what it was called. The one where it's like an evil goat movie.
The Witch?
Diggins from like a couple. No, that too. But no. The one it was like not a goat. It was like a sheep or something. Was it called Sheep? The one that ends with Lamb. Yeah, I think maybe because of Lamb, they were like, we don't want people to think this is Lamb. We want to be compared to other normal movies that were kind of like, Ex Machina and
Lamb still
Nosferatu.
has one of the greatest endings of all time.
Yeah, Lamb has a wild ending. Even better than the ending of The Home. We love that.
It's close, but I'd say I still think Lamb is better.
Well, Diggins, speaking of things you think are better or worse potentially, as the winner, you get to tell us first what you thought of 2025's Him.
It's really appropriate, guys, that we're doing this after The Home because they have very similar problems.
Mm-hmm.
Which is that the movie is largely composed of just things randomly happening for no real reason until they get to the point at the end.
I think
it really is.
It's like I can see what it's going for. It's going for a kind of like surrealist, sort of like trippy horror kind of thing where you feel disoriented until you get to the ending where you sort of realize what's been going on. But that only really works when like the things that happen make sense with like what is either make sense with what is revealed to be happening, or everything is so kind of like quasi mystical and like dream logicked that like things don't have to make sense. And I don't think this movie really successfully lands on either of those places.
Yeah.
And I think when they do the turn, they lean so hard into the dream logic thing that I didn't even realize the turn happened for a few minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that was just another crazy dream sequence. And then he's like confronts Marlon Wayne's character, and I'm like, oh no, I guess that one was real.
Yeah.
It also doesn't help that I feel like the character is not well drawn in terms of the way he reacts to things. Because like he's so not bothered by most of the things that happen in this movie that by the time he's like by the time the end comes around and we're supposed to be like, he's gone through this whole journey and he's like furious or, traumatized or whatever, I'm like, you kind of seemed like it didn't really bother you for most of this.
Yeah.
So I think there's good ideas in there. I think it has a little bit more sauce in the idea stage than The Home had, but the execution is just really bad. It doesn't know how to do what it wants to do. Like the director saying like, oh, it's like Ex Machina and Nosferatu. It's like, I can see that you had ambitions in watching this movie, but I think you didn't know how to realize them. So yeah, no, it's not very good. It's interesting in some ways, and I'm really curious about some of the football stuff that I didn't understand, and the movie doesn't really explain.
I can't wait to talk about the football stuff.
But yeah, overall, pretty bad movie. I can see why it reviewed bad. What about you, DJ? What did you think?
I didn't like this movie. I disagree, Diggins. I don't think it's interesting. I think it's mostly boring. Like I guess it has like some cool like visual stuff that will make you kind of be like, oh, look at that. It's like a goat man. But I think it's ultimately very silly and doesn't make any sense. Like that's the problem. Like it gets a lot of the football stuff wrong, but like I don't know. it's for obvious reasons. It's not like it's the alternate NFL, right? You know, it's a fake team. It's, you know, fake league, right? Maybe how they do.
Could you imagine if San Antonio had a football team? How silly!
Yeah.
I think they have a USFL team. I think, like
Sure.
they have one of the small ones, right? Anyway, whatever. My point is, like, you know, I don't worry, people. I have my nitpicks for the football stuff because why else would I be on this show? But like, it's funny that stuff like didn't bother me because everything else in this movie is so horrendous. Like, I'll say this, at least with Home, Pete Davidson's doing something. The Home, right? Pete Davidson is doing something in The Home. Marlon Wayans isn't really doing anything here, right? Like, again, I got notes on it, but I wanted him to lean more into like the crazy, but like everything felt like safe, honestly. Like, you know,
it reminded me a lot of, and I know I already had my turn, but if anyone saw the movie Opus with John Malkovich.
I haven't, but I have a feeling it does feel like that too. Yeah.
It's another rich weirdo compound movie, but like,
yeah,
it's similar in the sense that the John Malkovich character in that movie, by the end of it, I didn't feel like there was really a coherent psychology behind like what he did and why. And so it just sort of felt like randomly acted crazy sometimes. And that's pretty much what this character is.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's not good. Definitely don't recommend it. You know, just in time for football season. It's so bad. Yeah, that's my review. Nando, what did you think of him?
It is just in time for football season, isn't it?
Yeah, they really crushed it.
I hope everyone's doing well in our eliminator pool.
Oh, I was gonna look.
I think
it's been mostly positive so far.
Have you guys been eliminated?
No,
I don't think so.
Thankfully.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be okay.
I don't participate.
You should. Oh, there's still 60 people active? That can't be. Oh, no, yeah.
I think this has been a pretty, like, predictable year of football in a lot of ways. Like,
Oh, no. Okay. Sorry.
A couple of people have been eliminated.
We started at 88, and we still have 59. That's, like, pretty good.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. We lost 7 week 1, 8 week 2, 14 week 3. I think the Packers got a lot of people. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead, Nando.
Yeah, you know, I wanted to like this movie a little bit because, like, again, not again, but like as some of you guys have said, like, I think some of the filmmaking is kind of interesting, or like they're taking shots, they're doing stuff. The editing's pretty funky, and you know, the premise is okay. I think as like a kind of what's a genre, like what can you take this genre of like prestige horror and like apply it to that it hasn't been applied to yet. And like I guess the idea of like, you know, sports is scary, and like the mythology around sports is very dramatic and kind of bizarre when taken out of context. So putting it into this context, or in context, that's true too. But yeah, so like when doing something like this with it, you're like, oh yeah, that is kind of funny to see and like think about that idea critically. I think for me, the point where I was like, well, you know, I'll save this because I think this will probably be a real slice. But there were a couple specific points where I was like, oh no, it's doing this. And then it took a bunch of obvious choices, but also it just, if it had focused, I feel like on one or two elements of why football is kind of fucked, I would have been totally with it. But it kept bumping around. So it was trying to hit kind of every element of what's weird about football. And it just felt like kind of by the end, nothing. I don't think Marlon Wayans was bad, but I also think like, yeah, the way they characterized him is just kind of mercurial and like, whoa, what's he going to do now? The scene, we'll talk about it, but with the gun, I think is a pretty good example of like, this character's written really weird and not in a way that's like scary. But there's another point where like, I know we'll talk about it. He walks up to a character and you're like, well, is he going to say, I hate you, or that's cool? And I think because the scene takes so long to be like, what's it gonna be? It made me go like, oh, right, it could be either, because it's stupid. Because nothing this guy does makes any sense. So like, why do I give a shit? And yeah, that I remember at that point being pretty important. I think the other actor is interesting. I could be convinced he's just a real football player that they got for this. I don't think he's doing a bad job, but I also like it's a weird little performance. I hate Jim Jeffries in this, and I like Jim Jeffries in general, like as a comedian, but like his character may be my least favorite. I kind of enjoy Tim Heidecker. I think he's fine. And I still don't understand what the deal is with Julia Fox, but she's like, and not like what her character's deal is, like what the actor's deal is and why people get so excited about her being in stuff. But, you know, she also showed up here. Right. But like, is it just because she said Anka Shams? Like, is she because like, is she a fashion person? Is that it? Because like the contingent that I hear going out for her real strong is like the gay male contingent loves Julia Fox. They're all really excited to see what Julia Fox is up to. And like, there must be other stuff she's doing that's not this or that movie where she's a realtor in the ghost house. But like, I don't know what it is. So I don't know why this Julia Fox is like a person that, you know, she's fine in this, I guess. I do think she has the funniest moment of the movie, but you know, not in a way I think would feel intentional. Also, it takes way too long to get to the stuff. And I don't think that's
90 minutes.
Yeah, it's only 90 minutes, and I feel like it takes a full, like, I don't know, 40 minutes to get to like the actual kind of horror movie adjacent stuff. And that's way too long for a movie like this. Like, so it just kind of feels kind of boring. But yeah, and the end is stupid. I didn't like any of the resolution, so we'll get to that more though as we go. And DJ as the loser.
Right.
That means you have 15 minutes, so we'll start the clock like Domar's
so
theme song says.
The only recipient of his own revisions to our format.
That's true.
I understand I don't get like mega bonus points for doing it in way less, but I just feel so little of this movie. And we agree,
you thought that about the home, and that came down to the wire.
Yeah. Interruptions, okay, right? You guys are going to do full interruptions.
Yeah, for now. I've heard other people suggest that maybe afterwards we do interruptions, and like
I like interruptions. I don't want to,
but I think interruptions.
I feel like we got to do interruptions. We just try to not be huge assholes about it.
No, that's not fun.
I mean,
come on now.
Huge assholes about it. Obviously, we're going to be somewhat assholes about it.
Right, you're not going to call me like a dumb fuck shit turd.
Well, I just mean we're not going to like take up 5 full minutes in like one interruption.
But also don't call me a dumb fuck shit turd, please.
No,
not on air.
Then don't be a dumb fuck shit turd, and then you won't get called one. It's that simple. But yeah, so you'll have 15 minutes to summarize him.
All right, time to do my summary of him. Oh, before I do that, I was thinking, him is a movie about competitiveness and having to work hard to win at something you really want to win at, and something that you're good at. And it made me think, did you guys watch this week's Joey?
Oh, sure.
Of course I did. I always did.
Yeah. Joey the Friend spinoff?
Yeah, Friends spinoff. Yeah, season 2, of course.
I did. I've been enjoying Joey season 2 so far.
So you watched this week's episode, Joey and the Poker Game? Joey and Poker?
Yeah, definitely something like that. It was titled
Joey and the Celebrity Poker?
I think it's
or Joey and the I think you're right.
Game. I think you're right.
Which is like, hey, we already did that. But this is like the one from season 2, I guess, or something. Well, I guess he did Beauty Pageant, but it seems like he did Celebrity Poker Game.
Yeah.
Or they had the card counting part, right? That was part of it.
Right, because the Beauty Pageant was in Vegas.
Yeah. But
Joey wasn't involved in the poker in that episode.
Right. And that was Blackjack.
Very smart. That's true. It was Blackjack, yeah.
Yeah. Also, it's just Joey and the Poker. That's it.
I knew it. It's a really dumb title. Yeah. But what did you think of this one, DJ?
Oh yeah, so crazy episode. So if you guys didn't see it, it's Joey's up to his old shenanigans again. It actually starts with them watching this beauty pageant, which we'll get to later. But that's our cold open. Them watching a beauty pageant. It's like it's not just about the looks, but it totally is. So weirdly opens with Joey's friend Joanna Man, whose name I cannot keep his memory.
Zach. Yeah.
Asking him for money to help save like a community home that he or
right, yeah,
a rec center.
And
I kept waiting for the twist in that to be like, how is this actually a selfish or career move on Zach's part? And it never comes.
No.
Nope.
Yeah, he actually just wanted to help, I guess. But so you know, Joey's like the kids are fawning on him, so he's like, oh, I like this, and then I can't remember if he does commit to it because it's weird. We have a long A plot and barely a B plot, but this is kind of part of the long A plot. But whatever. So he says he'll help because he's won over by the kids. Then meanwhile, so as you remember, he bought that house a few episodes back. And he's talking about he's got to do all this work to interior and decorate it. And as they're watching, again, I guess the same beauty pageant, but later, Alex is like, oh, you should hire an interior designer. And by the way, Alex is still kind of this like, oh, I like Joey, but can't say it. We're having that tension this episode. And then
even though she keeps saying it to all of us and everyone but Joey.
Yeah.
So great.
One of the beauty pageant contestants goes, my name is Sarah and I'm from Santa Clara and I'm an interior designer. And then Joey's like, great. And I guess
not remotely
somehow gets her, you know, whatever. I guess somehow gets a hold of her and meets up with her
and hires her.
Hires her. So one night he's scheduled to go see her, but Alex wants to keep him there and they're playing poker and he keeps losing. But then she decides like, oh, we'll have you play Texas Hold'em. He's like, no. So what she concocts is this scheme to tell Joey fake rules to Texas Hold'em to make it seems like he is always winning. So he will keep playing because it's like, we'll stop playing when I lose.
Now, this exact thing happened in an episode of Friends where Chandler made a fake card game that he could lose to Joey at by making up the rules so that he could lend him money without Joey realizing that he was being lent money.
That's clever.
Wow.
So Joey just she shouldn't trust card games unless he's like sees other people play them or something.
Well, I'm pretty sure in that episode, Joey never learns that game's fake.
Oh, okay. That's funny.
So he learns his fake poker game and the scheme more or less works. He hangs out with Alex all night to the point where like they're both late the next day for appointments. And then Bobby calls Joey it's like, oh, you were late for a shoot that I had set up. And he's like, oh, sorry, I was up all night playing poker. And he's like, oh, Bobby's like, oh, you play poker? Well, I have an incredible opportunity for you, and gets Joey signed up for a celebrity poker tournament.
Do you guys remember those?
That night.
That night.
I guess he needed a ringer.
There were so many of those on TV back in that time.
Oh my God, yeah. No, this was a real blast from the past.
Yeah.
And so he's
this perfect amount of stars too. Like they got all that exactly right.
Yep.
Yeah, perfect level of stars.
So
do you remember everyone who was at the table?
I do.
Yes.
Well, all but one. So it was Joey, Coolio,
that's right.
Louis Anderson, Alan Thicke, and I can't remember the woman who was there.
I think her name is Juliana Margulies or something. She was like some hot lady or something.
Okay.
But that's all.
Yeah. Yes, and Joey, right before they go to play.
Oh, never mind. Juliana Margulies is from Ghost Ship. Okay, I don't know who this person was then, but she had hot lady vibes.
Yeah, hot lady vibe. They always have one of those at a celebrity poker tournament.
Yeah, I imagine she was in like Baywatch or something.
Yeah, and right before, Joey makes a $10,000 bet with Alan Thicke because they're all playing for charity, and Joey's playing for the rec center. He's like, I bet you $10,000 I beat you, because he's so confident that he's gonna win at this tournament. So unfortunately, the tournament starts, and so it's not only that Alex taught Joey like fake rules to make him win, but the rules were like very silly, like 7 and 4, that means swapsies. So he's like trying to grab people's cards. Up 5, that put it on your forehead, and then like all suits is like it's an earthquake. He's like literally shaking the table. Coolio puts him in a headlock. It's just pure insanity. Oh, by the way, I should say, meanwhile, the B plot, which is kind of peppered out throughout all of this. Michael is still seeing that girl who's like the script editor or whatever. And he's doing like environmentalist things because she's, about that, right? So like trying to turn him vegan, wants to, go like would chain themselves to forests so they're not like mowed down or whatever.
Yeah.
And
that's a thing.
And so, but Joey says, you don't actually want to do those things. You just want to sleep with her. And
there's no way you can be sincerely interested in a woman's hobbies.
Yeah.
That's
especially
absurd.
ones that are minorly inconvenient to you and me, like eating meat and stuff. So, you know, there's got to be something else going on here.
And he's like, no, I do care about these things. I don't just want to sleep with her. We'll get to that later.
Also, I looked it up. This is Cindy Margolis. She was on Baywatch. She is most probably recognized as being one of the fembots in the first Austin Powers movie.
Oh. So hot lady.
I nailed it. Yeah, hot lady thing.
Mm-hmm. So the tournament's ruined. He gets chased out by Alan Thicke. He goes up to the apartment. He's like, Alex, why did you teach me all these wrong rules? I look like an idiot. And before this, Alex was like telling Gina that, you know, she loves Joey. And she's like, that's not a big a deal. Tell him. And then Alex is like, Michael, I love Joey. And he's like, what? That's insane. And then Zach comes in and it's like, Zach, I love Joey. And she's like, what? He's like, what? That changes everything. Also a little thing in there where he tells Michael, it's like, yeah, you can't sleep with your friends. That's why I haven't slept with your mom yet.
I also love him being like, this is going to destroy the friend group. Like because he still feels very new. So I feel very like him inserting himself as like, I'm part of the group, right, guys?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's working.
I feel it every time.
He's doing a lot better than Howard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Howard who? No Howard to me. Dead to me.
So Joey confronts Alex and then luckily is saved because Gina says, oh, we taught her these rules. And then Joey's like, oh, I guess that's the right way to play. And the celebrity poker guys did it wrong. Very silly. And Gina basically tells Alex, you'll tell him when you're ready. And then everything's better. But guys, it's time for the end of the episode. And Michael.
Well, first, then Joey does go on a date with the beauty pageant woman, and Alex is like, "Oh man,
shucks.
When's it my turn?" So then we get to the right before the credits, and Michael comes swaggering out of his room, feeling all good, and Joey's like, you know what? We'll recycle. If this means a lot to Michael, we'll recycle. Michael comes out with like a Red Bull, throws in the garbage, and he's like, hey, Michael, shouldn't you recycle that? He's like, nah. And then they kind of have a trade looks, and then Joey's like, did you do it? Michael's like, yeah, I did. And it turns out he didn't give a fuck about environmentalism. He just wanted to fuck that lady. So, yeah.
Yeah. Specifically, I think the line, hold on 1 second. All right, we'll stop. Yeah, so this episode, I didn't like it because it was weird, but I will say, like, there were bits that I thought were funny. Hannah and I watched this one together. Like, for people that aren't familiar, she hasn't watched all of the Joeys with me, but every so often we'll have nothing to watch, and I'll be like, "Can we watch a Joey?" And she'll be like, "Okay." It's a very like kind of all right, whatever.
When her guard's down.
Yeah, and I feel like, but every time we've watched a Joey, I think she's enjoyed it. I think by now, I think she's kind of not like bought into Joey, but she's like, yeah. I think it's beaten the expectations every single time, except for this one. Which I think overall she's kind of into it. There were a couple of jokes that did get good chuckles. This Ed and Bit man of like, and the line specifically is,
I wanted to bring this up.
Yeah. Oh, well, you say take it then, because it's so bizarre.
Because it makes him look so shitty.
Yeah.
Because like when Joey realizes, like what is going on, he's like, wait a minute. Did you? And now you? And did she? Does it matter?
Yeah. Well, Michael. Like.
So Michael doesn't care if his partner experiences pleasure, is what we're learning.
Well, it doesn't matter either way. Yeah, he doesn't. It's immaterial to him. as a Tribbiani, because that's the other thing. At the end of it, Joey like thinks for a second and goes, "Oh, you're a Tribbiani now," and then he shakes his hand.
Well,
But-
not only because of that, but also because he's like, I
Right.
thought of a great lie to get out of cleaning up the highway.
Yeah. And like, and this, as this bit happens, because this is like you're saying the end bit, I just turned to Hannah. I'm like, they really can't figure out what to do with Michael this season.
They can't.
And like,
They're
this
lost.
is a perfect example of just like, to making him just so awful. I feel for the actor, because like, it doesn't seem like what he signed up for. But
Do you think we're going to see this girlfriend character again, or is that it?
I doubt we'll see her again. I imagine we'll see like a parade of similar women. It'll be like Joey, because like you'll have to assume at the end of every episode he does something to fuck the whole thing up.
Right. Well, this is her second appearance. She's the one
That is her. That's
from
true.
before who like didn't get along with Joey.
Yeah. I mean, I imagine this one's done for. But I wonder if Joey starts becoming monogamous with Alex or whatever, does Michael have to pick up the slack? And then can Zach do it instead? Because I'd rather him try. Or any other character, really. Bobby was funny when she did sex things before. Like, I just don't care about him.
He doesn't have the sort of like dopey charm of Joey, where when he does shitty stuff to women, it's like,
right.
I wouldn't say it's lovable, but like he sands the edges off of it so it doesn't just feel mean-spirited. But when Michael does, it really just feels mean-spirited.
And Joey as a character is dumb. So it's like Joey's getting one over on these women, but also you're like, but does he even realize that he's doing that? Because he's so dumb when it comes to everything else. But Michael, not only is supposed to be a smart character, has called Joey out in the past for Joeyisms, especially in the first season. So the fact that he's going in this direction, it's like he's just decided to be a Joey. And like part of it, I guess, is that it's his natural inclination as a Tribbiani. But like, yeah, just hated it. Hated it. Overall, the episode was probably fine, but it left a really, really weird taste in my mouth. And yeah. Also, like, because I don't think Joey doesn't care if a woman orgasms during their sex. I think Joey
is a generous lover.
I think he's a fair lover at best, but like, or at the least, you know, like, the reviews are great coming out of these women. They're always like waving at him on the way out. Like, it's always like a good time. So, yeah.
Although this girl seemed like she had a fine time.
That's true. So. And because maybe she did, you know, but he didn't care, and doesn't matter to him.
He's like, I don't know.
But yeah, it should matter. Because
we here at Nitpicking believe it matters.
Sure. It matters more than so many things in the world. It matters more than, let's name some things. The stock market. People say, the stock market really matters. Nah, it doesn't matter as much as that. And also, does it matter more than, it's another thing that doesn't matter as much.
Teslas matters more than
hell yeah, it matters way more than Teslas.
The national debt.
Oh yeah, 100%.
National debt negative matters. I think I would say it matters more than like, I would say the Jimmy Kimmel Show, but not anymore. But I would say it matters more than
geese.
You know, well, I don't know about that's up to women. Yeah, they could choose if they want, but I was gonna say like CSI or something, you know, a long running TV show that no one really cares about.
Chicago Fire.
Well, I don't know. Bones has Stewie in it, so maybe Bones is great. Speaking of long running TV shows that people don't really get, have you guys seen what's going on the 911 show recently?
I was about to bring up the 911 show.
Yeah, that maybe matters more. I would say 911 is the only show that I think you maybe have to sacrifice some amount of
more
pleasure.
than Yellowstone?
For sure. But does it matter more than Hunting Wives? That I don't know. Hunting Wives, the hot new shit, apparently. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm going to have to eventually. It's the rules. But yeah, DJ, have you seen the promos for this 911 show?
I have not.
Are you aware of it generally? Because it's been around for a while, but the new episode's apparently something else.
I'm not aware of this.
Okay, take a guess. This is a show about people that call 911, right? It's like one of those procedural kind of like, you know, not like ER necessarily, but like probably like ER, but for paramedics.
I've seen some insane ones. I know there was one with bees. I know there was one with
Yes.
like a fire tornado.
Mm-hmm. What are they up to now? What's the new 911 problem that I believe is kicking off the new season?
Is it is it like meteors?
It's meteors, yeah. It's
No,
a
it's
meteor.
not.
Well, it may not be meteors. It appears to be meteors, but I think I saw the producer on Twitter say it's actually maybe space junk or something like
Is it
that.
really? It's
yeah.
Ugh.
And it's meteors, and it's people, the 911 people who are the first line of defense beyond the meteors, are just standing there going, run to everybody around them. Get out of the way. Like, it's so funny.
Is it like the War of the Worlds show then?
Honestly, it's not unlike the War of the World show. Yeah, it seems quite similar. I can't wait. I don't know if it's out yet. It might be out as we speak, but the promos alone have been so funny. So yeah, women, I'm sorry about that. Maybe the satisfaction may be under the importance of the 911 episode about the meteors specifically, but every other 911 episode, we'll see. Yeah, but that's Joey. Also, Joey, not as important, is for sure the show.
Definitely.
Perhaps the character is like maybe more important, but not the show. But yeah, so that's Joey. But what do you think of the movie Him, DJ? What were your thoughts about what happened there? And 15 minutes of thoughts.
All right, yeah.
Now we need to
Set
know
that timer.
what happened
I'm
according
gonna
to
crush
DJ.
yeah.
this one. Don't.
I'm
The
gonna
world
share it.
according
Let's
to
go to
DJ.
let's get to timer.com. Hold on. We all know the classic website we all love
GeoCities
so
one?
much. Yep.
The one
I
that
know.
looks like the
Different
old
one
Flash
every
game, The Impossible Quiz.
Online timer. Oh, no, that one's different. This one's
That's
like
still
more
up?
boring. I want countdown timer. That's the one. DJ, did you ask if the Impossible Quiz is still up?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah,
I mean, not in its original Flash incarnation, since Flash doesn't work anymore.
that's true. Yeah, probably not then. It should be because it's like,
It probably
Pretty
got
simple.
remade, right?
yeah. People don't, the kids, they don't appreciate the Impossible
They don't
Quiz for
appreciate
how
the
weird
classics.
it was. Yeah. All right, I'm sharing. This is,
All right,
you guys
here we
see
go.
it right now.
Mhm.
So set
Let me
it
go
to
to, 'cause
15.
I am, 1 5 0 0 set. All right, DJ.
Okay.
Time to explain Him. 3, 2, 1, go.
So we start with Cameron Cade. He is the hot new young star quarterback coming out of college.
Him is.
Him is, excuse me.
Him is.
Him
Also, that's
is
not
the
where we
hot
start.
new star.
That's true.
Oh, you're right. It's not where we start. Damn it. Okay. We start in some living room, and the San Antonio Saviors are playing in whatever this version of the Super Bowl is. And we have Isaiah
the big
White.
game.
62?
Yeah, whatever. The young quarterback who's great at what he does, and he's going to win him the game. And he does. He wins him the game. And his family is sitting around watching the game as Isaiah White won. And there's this young kid in football pads who dad is getting really stoked for football. Also, when Isaiah White won, his leg kind of broke off or whatever because his, football is savage.
It was nasty.
Yeah. Not a thing that happens in football, but it doesn't matter.
Not yet. It'll happen.
Really get
Could.
torn. You could,
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. It's okay. Save that.
I mean, it happens in like basketball sometimes, right? There was that one NCAA final game where the guy's leg popped out.
Yeah, the leg could go in the wrong direction, but this one it like tore. Like this was like a wolf bit into it and like ripped the, got the leg off. Anyway, just leave that there. But this young man who was watching it, and we learned it was a young Cameron Cade, but then 14 years later, he is now the young hot star quarterback coming out of college, ready to enter the whatever this football league is. I think it's the UFFL, like United Football Federation, whatever. And he's
also,
ready.
I do want to point out, isn't there one other detail about the football game that's kind of important? Is that even after his career was expected to end, he managed to win like 8 more Super Bowls or something like that.
Oh, yeah. He
he's a
he won a
survivor.
total of 8 Super Bowls. Yeah. And I guess that was his first one. So
And many of them were after this one, yeah.
yes, he did it.
He
He's
sacrifices.
amazing. He's him or whatever.
That's what a man does.
Yes, but guys, this movie isn't about Isaiah White. It's about Cameron Cade, the hot new young star quarterback who is coming on the scene. And he's great. And he's awesome. And he's going to be drafted #1 overall. Maybe by the Saviors. That part's not made entirely clear. But he is him. So he's back home. He's doing interviews. He's doing the press junket. He's getting ready. Family seems like he's got a brother who kind of seems to like be some kind of manager. His whole family seems to be like kind of like quasi managers. He's got a high school girlfriend. His mom. His father has since passed away. I think in the Marines or something. We see whatever. Doesn't really matter. But so that's kind of the family dynamic. But then, oh my God, guys, tragedy strikes when he's out tossing footballs at his old high school field. Some guy beats him in the back of the head with a club, seemingly just coming out of like thin air.
Well, with the club that is like the team symbol or something.
Yeah.
This is like the Sinners, like,
the Saviors.
I mean, I don't know why, or the Saviors like favorite, is this supposed to be something we recognize?
I don't think so.
Hammer mace thing, but it's not,
not clear.
A guy adorned in some sort of outfit, some sort of football kind of outfit,
like a mascot, whatever. We'll also get to that later. So now Cameron Cade's had some damage to the noggin, and it's like, can he play football? And the doctor's like, probably not. But
football never hurts people's brains.
Yeah.
But he's like, no, I got to do this. But he can't. He pulls out of the combine. For those who don't know, the combine is basically like
a thing we definitely all understand and we're incredibly confused by in the moment.
Yeah, it's just football tryouts. It's just football tryouts. That's all it is. That's all that matters.
It's like that bit in Hunger Games where they all have to perform in front of the people, and the people look at them and go, "Ooh, he threw must be real good."
Yeah, I did think that they use the word combine like other movies use the word, like, I don't know, like cabin, like, like you all know what the combine is, right? It's like, guys, come on. But he decides to pull out. So it's like, oh, what will happen to him now? But his agent, Tom, played by Tim Heidecker, who's like fun. He's like, Cam, I got you. Isaiah White wants to host you at his football training camp, and you go, and then it'll all be good, and then you'll have a shot. And then he's like,
because
great.
It seems like if he's able to prove himself to Isaiah White, who is currently the Saviors quarterback, the Saviors will draft him anyway, even though he didn't show up at the combine, which he has like kind of a shaky, because he pulled out. It's like he might get drafted quite low now.
Yeah. Which,
seems absurd to me when he's already like this huge prospect everybody wants. He doesn't show up to one thing and suddenly he's in serious danger.
If he gets a big head injury and then he just automatically pulls out of the combine, I think he becomes he'll still get drafted first round, but like not first pick, I think, for sure.
I mean, maybe, but it's like, it seems like it happened like a couple days before the combine. It's like, with a big head injury that will recover in time, probably even before the season. He just doesn't want to do this one thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. It seems crazy.
I'm with Diggins. It felt very contrived. But here we are. Isaiah White's going to go. Or sorry, Cameron Cade's going to go to Isaiah White's training camp. So he goes, and Isaiah White seems like kind of a weird guy. He's doing some kind of like taxidermy-ish stuff when he goes. And the conversation, it's such a weird conversation. I have it in my wheel chunks, but Isaiah White is doing this like, oh, I'm so out there because I'm so great, blah, blah, blah. I'm like Kanye West or whatever. But he's like, it's crazy. I can never remember the nature of each conversation that like Marlon Wayans has with like Cameron Cade in each scene, but everything else comes down to like, you got to be willing to sacrifice. You got to put it all on the line. Forget about family. It's all football. So, the first day kind of looks like regular training camp. It's every day's a different thing. Day one is fun. And so this looks just like kind of like regular-ish football training drills. But we meet a bit of a surly character, whatever, a suspicious character, Jim Jeffries, who's like the trainer. And
no, he's the doctor.
Right.
At the end of the day, he gives him like a little shot of what seems to be blood. We don't know, but that's what it appears to be.
It could be anything, because whatever it is, whenever he gets it, the thing goes, and then his eyes get real big, and then his brain heals or something. So like, I thought it was like meth for a while, but I don't know what meth is, but yeah.
Yeah.
No, guys, it's shrug emoji.
Oh yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
Okay, but now things get a little weird. So the next day, he's doing football, but now so I cannot remember the exact scene. Is this where it's like consequence football, where it's like if he doesn't get the ball to the right guy within 2 seconds, they take the little football speed shooter thing and hit the guy right in the face.
Speaking of consequences, you better hurry up.
Oh my God,
7 minutes. You're halfway through. Although you're close to halfway through the movie.
Yeah, no, we're good. We're good. So yes, now things are a little weird. It's like some of these guys, if Camp K doesn't make his passes right on time, the guys are gonna get hit in the face football real fast with like one of those. They're like 2 spinning wheels that shoots a football out so you can catch it. But then it seems to focus Camp K and he's good. And then there's like a guy rushing at him, and it's like, what are you gonna do? And he fucking takes this guy out. He headbutts him, and he's like, yeah, I'm that guy. I'm him. Oh, you're dead. Oh, get this guy out of here. What?
I mean, it is in football for sure. It's against the rules for both of them, though, because he's the quarterback at the time. So, like, the guy running at him is also going for a helmet-to-helmet collision. It's not. Yeah. It doesn't make any sense to me.
It does not make any sense. But he totally deletes this guy, and this seems to make Isaiah White the most proud. I think I should mention that during this, Camp K met Isaiah White's wife, who doesn't play much of a role now. She just seems to be like an influencer type, a little bit suspicious, but we'll get to her later. But now things get even weirder, because now I'm gonna run out of time.
Jim Jeffries maybe has like a weird night.
What's up?
Jim Jeffries has a weird night.
Does he?
Yeah. Well, Cameron K tries to call home, and then Jim Jeffries is there, and he's like,
"That's now already.
My life."
Holy crap! Okay.
Yeah, a lot of this happens pretty quickly.
Oh yeah, so Camp Kate's calling home, and like the mom's being very just do what you gotta do. It's the mom's birthday and he's not there, but the mom's like, it's fine, just do what you gotta do. And then he hangs up, and Jim Jeffries like, yeah man, like this takes everything. It's like, I don't see my kids, and he's like, oh, you don't have kids? Like, well, I don't have kids, but if I had kids, I wouldn't see him because this job takes everything. And just like, be careful, Cam, be careful. Very weird. Also, injection probably every time he's here, he's injecting Cam K with something. More shrug emoji. Now it's the next day, and now like they're running outside. I mean, this might have happened before. It doesn't matter.
That was way earlier. Yeah, but
okay, that did.
The next thing that happens is sauna time.
Or is it shooting range?
Shooting range.
Shooting range happens and then no. It's sauna time then shooting range.
Okay, yeah. So it's sauna time. This appears to be some kind of big heart-to-heart with fucking Isaiah White and Cam Cade, where he's like, listen, Isaiah White's like, be better than me, like, just you gotta be good and focus on yourself and blah blah blah. It's like, you know what, I'm gonna get out of here. Then madness, this woman who we saw earlier, who appears to be one of Isaiah White's like psycho fan cultist girls, because everything is a cult, because football's a cult, crawls out from under the sauna bench where I guess she was hiding and attacks Cam Cade, saying, no, you can't replace, you're not him, blah blah blah. And Cam Cade's like, what the fuck, and then like beats her up. And then Isaiah White comes in and he's like, yo, that shit's crazy, and then like makes out with the girl, but then like pushes her into the wall. Very strange stuff. All right, 4-minute drill, let's go. So that's weird. And then later there's like an acknowledgement where like there's all these dreams that are happening, but we don't know what's well, they're all fake, right? But like this one, we don't know if it's real or fake, and it does turn out to be real, although the implications of it are questionable. Next day, they take a break, so they're just out, they're shooting outside, and there's this like weird thing where Isaiah White's like, oh, if you missed a shot, I take your youth. And Cam Cade's like, no, that's weird. It's like, oh, if I make it, I might let you be QB1. Something like, oh, like I'm in charge now. Look at me. But now it's time. It's time for Cam Cade to be initiated amongst the cool people. So he goes to the party. It's time. And it's just like a weird sex party. Everyone's having sex. And the owner's there, and it appears to be like this like ritualistic thing. And Jim Jeffries' head has been decapitated, and he gave like a warning to Camera Kid right before he's like, run, and Camera Kid's like, that's weird. But then later his head, he just got decapitated and killed. And he goes to the sex party.
I have to say, it is as abrupt as it is in DJ's summary there. It kind of just happens, and you're like, wait, what? Huh?
Yeah, it's very confusing. But then he goes to the party, and then he appears to like vomit chains at the end of the party, which I don't know what that was. Very weird sequencing. Then, oh my God, we're getting to the 2-minute drill. All right, it's time to learn what all this shit's about. Okay. So, Okay, it's time. So they tell Cam, all right, you're going to sign the contract. It's your time to shine. Okay, so he goes into a room where Isaiah White is like watching himself be great. And it's like, okay, here's the deal. You've been getting my blood because I've been getting the blood from my predecessor. And there's this whole thing where we pass down the blood from the great quarterback. So the goats go to the next goats. And we're all sacrificial goats. So you've got my blood. It's a battle to the death. We're going to fight each other. Whoever gets to the tunnel gets to be the quarterback. So Cam K beats him up, goes to the tunnel. The wife is there along with like the owner and the agent and everyone's there. And it's like, hey, Cam Cade, we have a revelation we're going to tell you for no reason. You have been groomed for this. You specifically have been chosen to do this, to be quarterback for us and complete the cycle of like, great quarterbacks being for the saviors. And that is now your job because you have the blood and you beat up the old guy and now sign with us. And for some reason, Cam Cade's like, fuck that shit. Kills all of them, doesn't sign the contract, stands there bloodied, and is like, I am him. I still got a minute to go.
Wow.
What happens to Tim Heidecker?
Yeah.
He gets stabbed. No, he's spared.
Nope.
Well, he isn't killed directly by Cameron Cade, but what happens to him?
Oh, yeah. I totally forgot. Thank you. He gets like dragged to this like Pentagon circle that's in the middle of the field.
Pentagon circle. That's right.
Pentagon in a circle. Pentagram. Thank you.
There you go.
Pentagram. And he's like exploded for some reason. I don't know
Satan
who this was supposed to be.
That they didn't do the ritual.
Right. Well, I guess it would have been Isaiah White would have been the sacrificial.
Well, I guess he would have been sacrificed, but like in like a selling your soul kind of way and not in a explode your guy kind of way.
Yeah,
like,
I think it's just Satan is mad, like at the end of Ready or Not.
Right. Yeah, exactly. At the end of Ready or Not. Mm-hmm.
Well, I did miss some stuff, but that's my time. And it's so loud.
Ooh.
Wow.
Ooh.
This didn't happen last time. Hold on. Okay.
And yeah, I guess now we'll move to the wheel. I don't know. Was there any glaring summary holes that I missed in my 15 minutes?
There's the scene where he has sex with the women. That is a dream.
Does he?
Well, yeah, but that scene happens. So even if that scene doesn't happen, there's a scene before where he talks to the wife, and there's a little bit of like kind of wife business going on. And also, they didn't talk about the bit. I guess you talked about this bit. Well, no, you didn't, right? The bit where he's in the ice bath.
Oh, yeah.
And then what's his name has the pistol. Isaiah.
Yeah, I did miss
that scene. And nothing happens in it, but it is. Isn't he in like a?
There's two different scenes, but the one with the gun, yeah, he's just in the bedroom.
Oh, okay. Because I know there is the ice bath scene earlier for sure, but I thought he was like on ice in the bedroom. I could have sworn that like it's a weird setup, but yeah.
I don't have the benefit of having the movie in front of me, like for the home.
Do you remember what the other words were, by the way?
For what?
Because you said fun.
Oh, it was like fun, sacrifice, leadership. I don't remember the other ones.
Yeah, I don't know. But there were a bunch of words because it was like weapons. So they saw weapons and we're like, that was pretty cool.
So that's him for the most part. I mean, we'll cover the rest in the wheel chunks. So the wheel's back, and I guess I'll spin it again because it should be the summary person's job. And I'm just gonna spin. I'm gonna do a big spin here. Spin.
Do a big spin.
Tick 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 tick. Okay. I don't know where I want to start here. Oh yeah, I want to start here.
It landed on one of yours.
It landed on one of mine.
Oh,
yes.
that's great.
Yeah,
cool.
I should be able to look what it is here. So I call this one Tom Brady.
Is this about Tom Brady because of the number of Super Bowls? Is that what you're
Well,
getting
no,
at?
I was just gonna say, like, so what they're going for with Isaiah White is like a cross between like Tom Brady and Kanye West, right?
Yeah.
Like, he's Tom Brady. He's like definitely he's done all this winning, blah blah. He's the greatest quarterback. Whatever.
I don't know. He didn't say anything that anti-Semitic, so he can't be Tom Brady.
Which cut of the movie did you see? I saw the anti-Semitic cut. It was pretty anti-Semitic.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw the edited cut.
But they also has like this weird eccentric nature to him that Kanye West has, and like it's all very strange. I actually don't think he plays this particularly well, because he's supposed to have this menace to him, and there's like there is like nothing more important to like than football. But like Marlon Wayans has such like a laissez-faire-ness to him that I don't know if it's just like imprinted upon him or just based on all his other work that like it's impossible to take him incredibly seriously. There's just like one thing when he's first talking to Camp Cabe where he's like, do you know why a quarterback was invented? It's like, why? And I'm like, oh, let's see what insightful thing this is. And he says a nonsense story. It's like, oh, well, the Native Americans would play the white kids, but the Native Americans were like, or I forget which way it was. It's like one of them was bigger and stronger. So the other one had.
Yeah.
The whites were bigger and stronger.
So the whites were bigger and stronger. So the Native Americans had to invent the forward pass so they could like outsmart the white kids. And then the president had to like make it legal. And it's like, that didn't explain what the purpose of a quarterback is. Like, it just told a fake alternative history to like football. Like, yeah, like I don't know, we stole lacrosse from Native Americans, and there's not really a one-to-one from like Native lacrosse to football, and like Native Americans have played football. Like it was just
wait, but this story wasn't true at all.
No, this is not.
I assumed it was just because of how the movie put it in, but
no,
the
forward pass was invented by Vince Lombardi, and it's just so like football.
That's what they want you to think.
Football used to be rugby, where it's like we have this thing and we're just gonna run it from place to place. But then one time a guy was like, hey, what if we threw it? And then he did that because there was like, Airbud, there's no rules saying that dogs can't play. So he invented the forward pass, and then it's like, wow, this thing is horrible to throw, but if we could throw it, it's great. And then that's how like the forward pass was invented. Like, well, they were just trying some shit.
Theodore Roosevelt was involved in getting the forward pass, like, oh my God, a part of football.
Was he?
Yeah.
How?
You know what? Actually, I'm on the Smithsonian website right now. It does seem like it's kind of was true.
Is this is real?
So I'll read you a passage from the Smithsonian. This is from SmithsonianMag.com. So this might not be totally legit, but it seems legit. St. Louis quarterback Bradbury Robinson completed the first legal pass in September 5th, 1906, when he threw 20 yards to Jack Schneider in a scoreless tie against Carroll College. St. Louis went on to win the game 22-0. That completion drew little attention, but a month later, a pass from Wesleyan Sam Moore to Erwin Van Tassel in a game against Yale garnered more attention, including outlets in the press. But it took another year and the team from Pennsylvania's Carlisle Indian Industrial School to showcase the potential of the pass. In 1907, Glenn Scobie Pop Warner had returned to coach at the boarding school for Native Americans that he'd built into a football powerhouse beginning in 1899, largely through trick plays and deception. Over the years, he drew up end arounds, reverses, flea flickers, and even one play that required deceptive jerseys. Warner had elasticized bands sewn into his players' jerseys so that after taking the kickoff, they would huddle, hide the ball under a jersey, and break in a different directions, confounding the kicking team. Warner argued that there was no prohibition against the play in the rules. Their tricks were how the smaller, faster Native Americans could compete against players 30 or 40 pounds heavier. But then, for the 1907 season, Warner created a new offense called the Carlisle formation, an early evolution of the single wing. A player could run, pass, or kick without the defense defining intent from the formation. And the forward pass was just one kind of trick the old stalwarts avoided, but Warner loved, and one he soon found his players loved as well. Quote, once they started practicing it, Warner pretty much couldn't stop it, said Sally Jenkins, author of Real Americans, a book about the Carlisle football legacy. how the Indians did take to it. Warner remembered, according to Jenkins' book, light on their feet as professional dancers, and everyone amazingly skillful with his hands. The Redskins pirouetted in and out until the receiver was well down the field, and they shot the ball like a bullet. So yeah, it does seem like this, while he technically wasn't the first person to ever do it, they did maybe turn it into a thing.
And it was due to like it was due to an asymmetry between like how
it was due to a guy who was like the money ball of the, so like it doesn't seem like he invented the forward pass as much as like took every possible trick play that included the forward pass and put him into his rule book, and then, or into his playbook, and then the forward pass just kind of came out on top as the most used. Yeah, so but
was
the quarterback
involved.
And then Teddy Roosevelt pushed for the rules to be changed to explicitly allow the forward pass, to make other changes in terms of safety, because colleges were starting to drop football because people died fucking all the time playing this sport.
Well,
and one other thing that's kind of funny, according to Jenkins' book, The New Herald reported, the forward pass was child's play. The Indians tried it on the first down, on the second down, on the third down, any down, and in an emergency. It was seldom that they did not make something with it. So it feels like one of those things where it's like, you did it once and that was just like awesome every single time.
All right. But I'll take the on that one. Also, I'm trying to figure out like why I thought it was Vincent Lombardi. He invented the like the pass to like the running back where you like throw the ball back to the running back.
Oh, yeah,
more modern football shit. But okay,
yeah.
Still,
so a backwards pass, perhaps.
Yes,
that's true.
The opposite of the forward pass.
Point still stands. Doesn't really explain the why a quarterback exists. Like it doesn't.
Yeah.
Really.
It's, I guess the only explanation that this thing gave was that it created a single formation that could be used to do a lot of things that I guess would have involved one guy who's like the guy who could throw the ball. I don't know. But yeah, it's not, it definitely wasn't. I expected it to be like, you know, when people would go hunting in the ancient times, there would be one person whose job it would be to throw a trap at a big mammoth or something. Yeah. And it didn't end up being that. It was just like a kind of football history story. But
yeah, I just don't think he nails the dismount with this character. I don't know. What did you guys think of Marlon Wayans as Isaiah White?
Bad. Characterized badly. I think he was okay. I think his acting was okay. And every scene he was okay. Like the one where he's like trying to be scary or whatever. I think he was fine. But I think the character was just like written as crazy and like constantly changing. It's like, oh, I'm obsessed with my legacy. Oh, don't play football because it's so dangerous. Oh, football's all about killing people. And like just pointless. Like, but you know, not a performance that I fully hated, but just one that by the point where, and I mentioned this, like after he breaks the guy's skull doing the helmet to helmet collision, he walks up to Cameron and like gets really close. And you're like, oh, what's he gonna do? What's he gonna do? And by that point, I was like, he could do either one because his character has no consistent anything. It's just whatever he wants, and that I think kind of is true of the whole movie, and maybe it's the biggest problem with the movie besides other stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I think Marlon Wayans is fine. Like, I don't have any problems with his performance, but yeah, the character is written so inconsistently that it's hard to like have a real opinion of him because there isn't really anything there.
Yeah, that's fair. Like, I guess there isn't like an actor who it's like, oh yeah, they'll crush it, right? Like,
I mean, Robin Williams, Jim Carrey, or Eddie Murphy, I think could have really nailed this role. Unfortunately, one of them's dead and two of them wouldn't do it, probably. Because when they tried to sell it to him, they were like, this will make you one of the greats. Like you, Eddie Murphy, or Robin Williams. And Jim Carrey was like, oh, but I'm already one of the greats. And they're like, shit. We need to pitch this to someone who is not one of the three people that we're naming in this state.
Damn.
Yeah. And I think the Kanye West comparison is good because I think it gets at how Kanye West doesn't seem to have a significant or a consistent ideology or like anything. Like he could just do whatever at any point, but it makes him less. Originally, it was like, oh, I'm a genius. But by now we're all like, he's just some guy who's, you know, like, clearly has all kinds of mental health issues that he's not addressing a lot of the time, and that used to seem like genius, but now it's just like sad. The scene with the gun I think is also pretty a pretty good version of him just kind of spiraling.
Yeah.
And then he puts it in his mouth because that's funny. He's like, oh, yeah, that's like
he blows the gun.
Yeah.
Let me be very clear. He fillets the gun.
He fillets the gun. He cares about the gun's pleasure. Unlike a Tribbiani.
He really works the shaft.
He really does.
Literally.
Yeah. But yeah, just like an example of another like awful scene where he does that, and then he's like kind of seeming like he's going crazy, and then he does it and then takes the gun out of his mouth and is like, I was just playing pretend or whatever. And it's like, what the fuck? There's nothing for me to pick on with this character. And at the end, I think there is like a thing that it could have been, that I think the way that they describe him at the very end of the movie in the scene where he's like obsessed with the fans, I'm like, oh, that's like a way to do a character like this. But that's definitely not what drives him in every other scene. It's just kind of the fans have, I guess, driven him crazy or something. I don't know. Yes.
Yeah. Because it's a cult and it destroys you, and I don't know. This movie, you touched on it during your review, Nando, but like it wants to have something to say, but it just can't figure it out.
That football is fundamentally evil, but we all know that.
Yeah, right. And that's the thing. There's so many things. You have to like, if you took anything else like that's less evil on its face, you could pick the thing and go like, zoos are evil because of the way they treat the animals or whatever. But with football, it's like because of the way that they pay the athletes, and because of the way that they hit the athletes, and because of the way that they make the athletes do all the press, and just there's so many things that the movie keeps getting distracted by other things.
But also it loves football. Like the movie secretly also loves football is the problem.
I mean, football is cool looking. Like if you photograph it well, it looks cool to see.
Hey, listen, I love football, so I'm part of the problem.
It's a great cinematic sport.
Pick on something else next time.
All right. Yeah. Do you think there's another sport this movie could have been done better with, like this idea?
Like boxing. If boxing were more popular is the problem. Because like
UFC maybe?
Yeah. Because like leans on someone possibly the greatest in like a singular way, right? Like football's a team sport, but you could do that with the quarterback, is that we do the quarterback.
I was gonna say quarterback football definitely does have singular stars like that though.
Yeah. All the brain stuff, all the violence, right? Less of the culty-ish stuff, but like, because I was thinking that, Nando, and I think boxing's the only other one where this would work.
I think you could I don't know if you could do it with basketball, but I do think basketball is the clearest version of a sport to me with the GOAT. Like the idea of the GOAT, I feel like came from Michael Jordan and LeBron James, and like and there's other, obviously, like Muhammad Ali and stuff, like great athletes that
Wayne Gretzky.
And like Tiger Woods is the other one where it would be like, that would be funny if this was the golf movie. But I do think football is too violent for the movie to introduce violence as part of what if football was violent and we hit him in the face with the footballs, that it's like, yeah, football's about that violent. Maybe a little less, but
I think that is like in a good version of this movie, that is part of it, is sort of like just laying bare the inherent violence of the sport, how it is like a blood sport that we're sort of shoveling people's bodies into. Because like that is actually kind of true. So like that's a good thing to point out about it. I think in a horror movie that is more well executed than this, I feel like you could really make hay out of that idea.
Yeah, I guess the reason that scene fails for me, there's two reasons. One, it doesn't hurt as much as I kind of expected from the trailer. Like, the guy survives that scene, I think, right? Yeah. He's all fucked up, like his nose is broken and stuff, and he lost some teeth. But like, I expected by the end of that scene, that character's head to be gone from like just being hit so hard with footballs.
I hear you.
And also, those guys don't matter. Like we're introduced, I think, to those guys in those scenes, but like if they had been in the other scene and like, or maybe they were friends of his from high school or something, then maybe it would be interesting. But it's just like some guy, so who cares? Yeah, I think those are my big problems with it.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, stupid.
All right, well, let me spin the wheel here, and tick, 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 tick. Nando lands on one of yours.
Oh, one of mine. Oh, yeah, this is an interesting one. This one just actually, it asks like a a question, not really a riddle, but like something to ponder. Have you ever considered that football is like gladiators?
Whoa, what?
Like of ancient times.
Whoa, wait a
Yeah.
second.
When you think about it, actually,
Oh my
the way
God.
that you have people doing a sport and they have to do it and it's violent, that's much like our ancient Roman gladiators from the movie Gladiator, where they would fight in a gladiator pit and sometimes die. And
You know,
makes you think.
Nando, now you're saying that, I feel like that was a sort of subtle motif in this movie. I didn't think about that before.
It's easy to miss because the only time it really comes up is every time Jim Jeffries' character opens his mouth. And then he just physically, like the words are said by it, or when you look at anything in the rooms, or the other times when characters say it, because I do think another character will say it at some point. I can't remember who, but the Jim Jeffries one is the worst. It's Jim Jeffries, right? That's the name of the comedian.
It is Jim Jeffries.
Yeah. What's the name of the senator? Jim Jordan. It's a different guy.
That's a
right?
House of but
House member
he's not a
representative.
senator, but yeah.
And you're doing Hakeem Jeffries. That's the
No,
problem.
I'm thinking of Jim Jeffries. Oh well, or yeah, there's too many Jeffrieses.
Jim Jeffries
and
is
Jordans
the
and yeah,
not Jim Jordan or Hakeem Jeffries.
And Jim Jordan, he's the one who had like a weird scandal involving a like college sports program, right, or something.
Yes, wrestling.
It was wrestling. Okay, I was like, part of me was like, was it football? And then is that why they hired Jim Jeffries? But it's not. But yeah, his character could be like, as he was like giving an injection, be like, in ancient Roman times, they would make gladiators do sports for the amusement of the people.
Wow.
And that sucks. That part sucks. Because it wasn't interesting. Even at least the native thing that we just learned is real is kind of history. But like the gladiator thing, it's just so boring and so like surface level that it
has nothing
makes
to say.
everything that character says feel pretty stupid. And I like Jim Jeffries traditionally. I think his comedy's kind of fun. I love when he yelled at Piers Morgan on the Bill Maher show. It's like one of the best moments of that show ever. And
you would know, you've watched all of it.
And I would know, yeah. So far there might be better ones coming. You never know, but yeah, I just found him in this movie pretty bad. But again, not performance wise, because the character's bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, what do you think of Jim Jeffries in it?
Jim George Jeffries, that's right.
Yeah,
that's his
what do you
name.
think a comedian turned actor, Jim something?
I mean,
do you guys love him?
He's such a zero, right? It's weird because you think you would cast this character because some kind of like natural like funniness he could bring that comedians like bring to roles like that, but like this character's not meant to be funny. He's meant to like exposition yell at us, and it's like really stupid.
Yeah, he's meant to seem like a guy who's like fucked, like his whole life is a mess kind of or something, but he's like untrustworthy. Right. Yeah, because he sold his soul. But I feel like what they're missing is something else, where it's like if this guy showed up and injected you with stuff, you'd be like, well, he knows what he's doing. Like, and that's not what I would say the vibe Jim Jeffries tends to give off is.
Would you say though that if Jim Jeffries told you to get naked, you would do it?
Oh, I mean, without a doubt. Almost everyone in this movie could tell me that, and I'd go, okay, if you say so. Maybe not the main actor, but Marlon Wayans for sure. I'd be like, he must have a good reason. And Tim Heidecker, without a doubt, I'd be like, this is going to be awesome. I can't wait to see where this is going. But yeah, I don't know about Tariq Withers. I'd probably be like, is this like something from him? Because I didn't really like him. And then maybe it wouldn't happen. But
makes you think.
Yeah. Also like weird that he's Australian. I know it's like not that weird, but like
no, it's weird that Australia exists.
It is weird that Australia exists. That's a good point. But like they don't play football, so why would he get in that?
No, they play Australian rules football.
That's true. Oh yeah, that's true. They play a similar kind of. Aren't they really into rugby? Are they one of the rugby guys? Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know too much about sports doctors and what the real ones look like, but I cannot imagine they're Jim Jeffries types.
I think they're more fit, and like nothing against Jim Jeffries, obviously, but
or Will Forte in the hit movie Trainwreck.
Oh, is he the medic in
Not
that?
Will Forte, Bill Hader. What am I saying?
Oh yeah, that's right. He is.
Yeah.
That's kind of more what I expect, though. Someone who looks, because Bill Hader looks like a nerd. And
Yes.
the way that movie frames him, I'd say it's kind of like that, where he's like a tall nerd who could play basketball against LeBron that one scene. But like, yeah, I think that's it. Jim Jeffries just feels like a burnout, and that's his vibe. He's like, he did drugs and stuff. So like when they kind of try to play him that way in this, I'm just bored. But yeah, I'll spin the wheel. Tick, 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 tick. Ooh, landed on one of Diggins's. This is an interesting one.
Yeah, this is an interesting one. I got one here that just says Gwyneth Paltrow catching strays.
Yeah, that was funny. It
was funny, but it feels so weird in retrospect. Because, okay, so when we first meet Isaiah's wife, Elsie, she's like, her assistant is like filming her doing like a Instagram promo or whatever for her jade eggs that you put up your vagina and have better orgasms. And then like
someone should give it to Michael's girlfriend, if you ask me. Joey.
Oh my god.
I think so. Yeah, she needs it. And then at the end of the scene, she gives Cade one for men when you put up your asshole.
Yeah, and like way too many. A jade egg. Oh, it's like an egg. It's rounded shapes and stuff. The one she gives that Cade is like the one that Superman throws into the Antarctic to turn into the Fortress of Solitude. Like very jagged, very polygonal. Like I didn't like it. It felt upsetting to see.
I was waiting for a scene to be
if Julia Fox told me to, I'd be like, she knows something. Everybody but the main character could convince me, I think, in real life. But, but yeah.
But this is a very specific Gwyneth Paltrow like parody thing. Because she had her jade eggs with goop that you were supposed to do the exact same thing with, and were like very dangerous and like not good for you, actually. Well, put in your vagina.
Oh, were they bad for people? I never followed up on it, but
I'm pretty sure they were bad for people. Yeah,
that makes sense.
But nothing else about this character is Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yeah,
and it's the first thing we see from her. So the rest of the movie, I'm like, why is this character Gwyneth Paltrow? What are they trying to say? And like the answer is nothing, because her character, like what her character is supposed to be, has nothing to do with that. But it's the first thing we see.
Yeah, and famously, Gwyneth Paltrow not married to a football player. That's never been her deal. Married to like not anymore, but was married to the singer from Coldplay. So if this was if this were Opus, for example, it wouldn't feel completely out of place. But like, I don't know, what's the version of this? Like the Heidi Klum or something, or like one of the models, Haley Steinfeld, Taylor Swift. You know, should that be what we're emulating here?
I mean, if it was just like generic, like Instagram influencer sort of thing, then I could be like, okay. I mean, like older football stars, not so much, but like that's sort of like the du jour, or like, you know, the usual like vapid fame-seeking girlfriend now is like influencer type, right?
Yeah.
So like if they were doing that, I'd be like, okay, it's like the modern day fame-seeking thing, whatever. But they're so specific about it for no reason.
Yeah, and like I think the other thing about this is strange, is like I don't know very much about Julia Fox. Obviously, I've said that before, but it seems like this character Elsie is playing a Julia Fox type. Because Julia Fox was very briefly dated Kanye West. Like, I have a feeling she probably does Instagram and like, you know, TikTok promotion stuff for, you know, brands.
She's not a Nepo baby, right?
I don't know. Oh, is she Michael J. Fox's daughter? Or from Fox and the Fox from Zootopia? Is she related to him? But
does not look like it. No, she's not.
No, you're right. Baby. So yeah, I wouldn't assume this is that far off from what her real life is, besides the jade egg thing. So like, I just don't get it. Yeah, it's not good. What's Marlon Wayans? Is he married to anybody famous? Should have just got her. Nah, she's not famous. Oh, or does not have a wife. Okay, it's a long-term relationship with someone named Angela Zachary, but they were never married. Yeah. Oh, by the way, when I said Heidi Klum, I meant Giselle Bundchen. I forgot which one of the models it was.
You know, it's fine.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure Heidi Klum's married to Seal, but
that's right. Yeah. They should make a movie about him. They can't
Kiss
call it
from
him
a
though.
Rose.
Yeah, Batman.
Yeah.
The jade egg thing is weird. I agree. I was really hoping when because there's a bit during the fight where you're like, oh, our main character Kate is about to lose, like the big fight at the end, and he picks up a helmet and like smashes the Isaiah's face with it or whatever, and that's part of his like kind of comeback. I was hoping he'd pop the egg, like the jade butthole thing out. He'd be like, I had it this whole time, secret weapon. I was using it. It's like,
or
that would have been pretty
know,
cool.
it could have been like Everything Everywhere All at Once. He puts in the jade egg in his butthole, and now
Yeah.
he knows kung fu.
Mm-hmm. That would have been pretty sick.
I was waiting for it to be some part of like weird initiation thing, like now put it in your butthole
Yeah.
and you'll be complete.
Yeah, that's.
Or if he woke
man.
up from the sex scene and he's like, "What happened?" and then he looks at his
No,
jade egg in his
yeah.
butthole.
Yeah, or if in that other scene where he started throwing stuff up like it was chains, it was just more of those.
Oh god.
More jade egg prism, whatever's pretty cool. Yeah.
Anyway, I think we should spin the wheel again. Tick, 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 tick. Oh my goodness, DJ, it landed on one of yours.
I guess I just have this category called football based nitpicks or observations. All right, one. Cameron Cade, good name for a quarterback. Like that's a good
for sure.
It's a good quarterback name. Yeah. First, the most recent number one overall pick was Cam Ward, so not too far off, but yeah, it's good. Isaiah White, it's not quite there. Like they call him Zay for short, but I think that's there. But I think it's like I don't know if it's too many syllables or it just didn't like flow. Like, but like Cam Cade's got it. What one thing that I just thought was I don't know silly. There's like one line where Isaiah White's like, well, they got 4 seasons of film on you. Well, you know, but like this is the big leagues, and I'm like, there's no way he would have been in college for 4 years. These quarterbacks are like in and out. But again, alternate football worlds could be anything. Who knows? Someone said, it'll be on the cover of Sports Illustrated. And I'm like, doesn't exist anymore. At least the magazine doesn't, right? Like, there's no more covers of Sports Illustrated.
And also, if there was, he's already been on it. If he's this big of a deal and he's like college football champion or whatever, he's been on it.
Yeah, it's true.
So not that big of a deal.
So, yeah, I'm just checking. Are there Sports Illustrated covers?
I assume there's still something, right?
Where's the swimsuit issue? Of course.
Of course.
They can't stop, can they?
They never will.
Well, yeah, I mean, those are, that's big.
Are there still for like features? They're not what they used to be, I guess.
No.
Just like the old gray mare.
That's right.
Yeah. Do I have any other football nitpicks? I don't know. Those were like the big ones. It's just like stuff I noticed during the movie. But yeah, I don't know. It shouldn't have been football. That's what I've decided. Like,
because you like it too much and you don't want to confront the fact that it's a blood sport.
No, Diggins, I know it's a blood sport, but I don't care that I'm a bad person. That's
okay. Well, that's fine.
Yeah. Also, it seems like Sports Illustrated does still have covers, so yeah.
I believe it. You probably just want to say like X is on the cover of Sports Illustrated, the same way that like New York Times bestseller kind of doesn't mean anything, but it's still something that's nice to say and like it makes for a story.
You know, for a second, like Sports Illustrated was sold to like some just like Saudi holdings company and was just doing like bullshit. It's back now to being whatever.
Not bullshit, DJ. Cool stuff. Because
Saudi
Arabia is cool, you guys. It's Riyadh season, yeah, right around the corner.
Right.
Well, they have that. Well, Nando, the check hasn't cleared yet, so
that's true. Yeah.
Okay. I'm not gonna labor on this one anymore. So we'll spin tick 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 tick. Nando, one of yours?
Yeah, mine is just okay. So this is I don't really have a great name for this wheel slice. But it's just mostly I guess what I started calling this thing was the what's the word for it? The tinsel jellyfish. So this team has 2 mascots, it seems. One is like just a guy or something. I don't know what the other one's supposed to be. But then the other one is like this thing with a cowboy hat, and then just like a bunch of like streamers and stuff covering its body, and like it's supposed to, like I said, it kind of looks like jellyfish, and it's pretty bizarre looking, but also like, is that supposed to be something? Am I supposed to like be like, oh yeah, like Gritty, you know, like, because I feel like even the ones that are the weirdest ones, like the King Baby one that for the Pelicans or whatever, at least you can see what the deal is supposed to be with the mascots. But with this one, it just really did look like nonsense. And we saw it a couple times in the movie, so I was just really curious about this.
What was that stupid thing? It's like, what's the opposite of like great people or saviors? And it's like mascots. I'm like, what the fuck does that
mean? What is that all about? I don't know.
Well, remember at the beginning when he said his whole quarterback speech, and then it said like, "Don't be a mascot," and that didn't make any sense either.
Yeah,
it's like that.
Oh, I know. Great. Yeah, that was a weird thought that comes up a couple times.
It's like mascots, like I can't tell what it's supposed to be in this movie. It's, you know.
Also, like, can you imagine how fucking crazy it would be? Speaking of mascots, if let's say, like, what was the name of the guy you were saying? DJ Cam something is the new hotness.
Cam Ward, the latest Cam Ward overall pick. Yeah.
Say a day before, 2 days before the combine, Cam Ward gets clocked in the head with a warhammer. Just like, hope they find that guy. Nobody, it doesn't seem like that's part of the investigation or like, and again, this is the Sinners is like icon, or not Sinners, the Saviors is icon. Is this
Nando,
Warhammer?
You're getting all Oedipal here. You're like, I don't think they're saviors at all. I think they're sinners. In
fact, that's a great point. But yeah, I'm like, I think they did it, and it's clear that they did. But like, if I was in the news, that would be the conspiracy theory. I feel like it's like, I guess they didn't want to pick him, so they injured him. So it wouldn't be strange when they don't pick him in a couple of weeks.
And I didn't mention this, but they do admit that they're like at the very end when he's about to sign his contract to become him, is like, we hurt you to isolate you, and it worked.
Mm-hmm. But what if it didn't? Like, what if his head exploded? He didn't use something, you know. You used a warhammer from behind.
Stitches on his head, like
like people die from that, and also it just kind of takes people out of football sometimes.
What if you actually just kills him?
Yeah, that's why they used them during war. Is you could hit somebody in the head with them, and the head would explode. But
do you think they have they have like multiple irons? Like they've got other people they've groomed since birth to potentially do this? Because like
I would hope,
like they say, people get injured playing this game. Like you know, before he's got the blood that makes him cool and not able to be injured, I guess, then presumably he could have gotten a bad injury in a college game, and that just would have been it.
Yeah,
that's probably what it is. It's like bad injuries and like social media scandals and stuff. Like, you know, there were probably like 5 other versions of this guy, but then like a couple of them got catfished or whatever. So like it can't be them. And then like, a couple of them did some minor shoplifting. Stuff. Can't be them. Yeah. Homophobic stuff, blackface for the white ones or whatever. Like it was just, you know, they're lucky they got one guy out of this. The fact that they bonked him on the head with this thing definitely was not helping. So yeah, a weird decision. Also, like I assumed when I saw this in the movie, I was like, oh, it's just like a dream sequence or something. But like it happened.
Yeah.
And it's so weird.
Yeah, there's way too many of those. Is it a dream? Isn't it a dream? Just really crazy.
But I'll spin the wheel again. Tick, 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 tick. Diggins, you have something? I think I can't read that. What does it say?
I have one that says for pulchritude. I don't think the day names make any sense.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
They're fucking nonsense.
Other than the last one, which is like very on the nose, I don't think any of them mean anything.
Yeah.
So what are they? There's day 1, fun.
I think day 2 is leadership.
No, day 2 I think is resilience. And then day
never mind. I don't know at all.
Day 4. Because like I was really trying. I was looking at those names and I was saying, it's like, okay, so this is going to be the theme of this next section. Right. And they weren't.
No.
Like the leadership one, if it had been If it had been two, if it had been the one where they smashed the guy in the face, I'm like, leadership, okay. Everything, like, it's your responsibility. You got to be good so that other people don't get hurt or whatever. Like, I can make something up there. But it's not leadership. Day 3 is leadership.
No. Yeah.
And day 3 is like, I don't even
The one
remember
where
what
he
day
headbutts
3
the
is.
guy.
What?
I think. The one where he headbutts the guy. Like with the
Yeah.
helmet-to-helmet collision.
Yeah.
Leadership.
And like, that's not leadership at all. That's like being willing to hurt others so that you can be great.
Maybe that's what leadership is, you know? Pretty cool.
Makes you think.
The last one is Vision, I think.
Well,
Vision.
the last one is Sacrifice.
Or sorry, day 5 is Vision.
I remember Sacrifice. Yeah, it's weird too because like also they're not all like things like I would unless again, maybe we're not giving this movie enough credit. Maybe these are like the 8 essential traits of a quarterback, but if they are, I don't know about this.
Fun.
Like it doesn't work as like
fun.
a thing. Yeah, fun. And they don't feel like, they're not all the same kind of thing. One of them could be like tractor, and I'd be like, yeah, I guess that's like important. But they don't all gel together. They're not all like the 7 deadly sins or something or whatever. They're just
They just feel like
whatever.
a random collection of words. So like by the end of it, I could have seen anything there, and I've been like, I guess.
Yeah.
Turbulence.
Yeah, I don't know what I would have wanted from it, but yeah, it really could have been like 8, and I would have been like, yeah, that's the 8th one. Good. Nailed it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a lot to say about this. I just really wanted to talk about how the words were nonsense.
Yeah, it's fair. It's fair. Glad you brought it up.
You gonna spin the wheel, Diggins? Does DJ have one last thing? I can't wait to hear it.
Because it'll go tick, 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 tick. Oh, it did land on one of DJ's. How did you know that, Nando?
All right.
It's that good.
Apropos for one of the ending ones, I guess. So now what? So
now what? Good
now
question.
What?
Cameron Cade rejects the sacrifice, which fair. But like, listen, brah, you're quarterback. Like, you can't, I mean, maybe you could just go be like, actually, I'm gonna go to school to learn, international studies.
Well, he already went to school for 4 years. Presumably he has his degree.
In what?
I don't know. He never says.
Okay.
What's the dumbest thing it could be? I mean, like sports medicine
Business.
or kinesiology or something. Not that kinesiology is dumb.
I guess
but,
he could go do that, but like, he should
business, for sure.
He should go be a quarterback, right? Like, can we all agree this man should go be a quarterback?
He's good at it, but
yeah.
Also for the Saviors.
What?
Well, their Saviors.
Well, the
are
owner
all
and son are dead. That's going to be a whole investigation, right? He's covered in all of their blood. Actually, he might go to jail. That's what's extra for Cam Cade. Jail.
DJ, there's like 20 witnesses.
Mm-hmm.
The cheerleaders and the drummers and stuff, they're all still alive at the end.
So, yeah, I guess that's the answer. What next? Cameron Cade, jail.
And I guess, like, what happens to the league then? Like, is there a third string quarterback who, like, nobody gives a shit about on the Saviors that, like, didn't get the blood offer or something that is now the starting quarterback for this team? But also, even if he wanted to be a quarterback, I'm pretty sure Marlon Wayans breaks his arm or something. So, like, if he's got to do that soon, he can't.
He's got super blood.
Yeah, but
that's
blood
true. They do
makes
have
him
super
good
blood. Yeah, that's a good point.
I do have, I think, so, like, even like just ignoring the satanic rituals and like blood sacrifice and all that are part of this movie, the people who own the Saviors, the people he kills at the end, are football team owners. So they're definitely horrible people.
Absolutely.
And
they're
they're very
billionaires
rich.
for sure. Yeah.
So do you think Cameron gets the Luigi treatment?
Oh. I mean, if he like gets blamed for it, and if he gets blamed for it,
like amongst the general public, are they like, hell yeah, he killed all those guys?
Sure. Yeah, especially the two that it was like the people that we see that are the owner, like they seem like they'd be the Saviors were called. Like,
I think they've been to a certain little island. Am I right?
Yeah, for sure.
Ooh.
There's a lot of stuff that they've been up to, and I don't know if I just read the Saviors as like the Washington Redskins, like, or whatever that family is. What's the family? The Snyders?
That's not what that team's called anymore.
That's true. I always forget this.
You just love that old name so much.
I do. I love tradition. Here, I'll do the tomahawk chop. No, what is that? What are they? The Sentinels?
Commanders?
No. Commanders. Yeah. The Washington team. I don't know why, but that felt like saviors to me, and then maybe I was like, maybe it's the color scheme made me think of the Commanders. But yeah, I read that as like a Dan Snyder type. So I think if if like Robert Griffin or something one day killed all the Commanders with the or all the Snyders with the sword, I think we'd all be like, oh, cool. Like he probably had a good reason to cut all their heads off and explode his manager. But yeah, a lot of this is way too public. There's no way this is not going to destroy the league. I don't know. It's pretty cool though.
I mean, maybe if you're those cheerleaders and drummers, you keep your fucking mouth shut because you saw an actual real life sacrifice. You saw a man explode.
You saw Satan himself explode Tim Heidecker, and you're like, I don't know what the fuck is this.
All right, I'm gonna spin the wheel again. Spin, tick, 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 and it lands on Nando. Lands on one of yours.
Yes, this was just one of mine. This was a question that came up like over the course of the movie for me, and it's just like hashtag not all teams. Just a question of like, is this happening in every other football team in the in the league? Because like
they can't be, right? Because then they'd all have the greatest quarterback of all time,
right?
But like, do you think like the other teams do this still, right? Like I feel like the Jets still have a guy who yells at the other new Jets and like puts his blood in them. It just sucks. But every year he's like, this was my year. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, he probably thought, yeah, his blood's probably real funky. But either way, like I guess like this team has won a lot of Super Bowls, but it doesn't seem like they won every single Super Bowl. So like, sure, presumably because we hear that Cameron, or not Cameron, whatever the main. Yeah, Isaiah. He has won 8 Super Bowls.
Yes,
but that seems like it's more time. Like it seems like more time
14
than 8 years.
Later. So 6 of them they didn't win.
Yeah. So 6 times, somebody else won. So I would say if you won any of those, your team should be able to start doing blood rituals because you beat the other blood ritual guy. But is it like the ownership? Is it like the ownership of this is just a bunch of kooks? But then if you go to like the other owners, they're like just regular football teams. I don't know.
Yeah, could he have been drafted by I don't know, make up a team like the Oklahoma City, whatever Plains? Could he have been,
then that's like the other thing.
Yeah,
are the other teams all like weird religious bullshit? Like, are they all something? Like, are they like the Oklahoma City? Like
Cactus.
Baphomets or something. Yeah, like because like these if there was a saviors in our universe, which I mean we have the Saints, but they suck. But like if they existed,
Nando can say that because that's his team,
right? Yeah,
that's right.
He's allowed.
And they really suck this year. And I would say they're one of the teams that has like perennially sucked. But if there was a team that was like if the Patriots were instead called like the I don't know. The priests or something,
the popes.
You would just, the popes.
The popes.
Then that would be kind of what this team seems to be, and I'm wondering if they play in some sort of like specifically, like symbolism heavy league or something like that. Like, is that what they're going for?
Well, yeah.
And then when they formed the league, everyone was like, okay, your name has to be really symbolic.
Yeah, like you're. The Devils, I mean, I guess Devils already exists, but like in the more of a, general version of Devils instead of just like fun New Jersey one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm just confused. I guess I'm confused about like, is something like this happening everywhere? Is this the only one of these? And yeah, but I do think even if it was the only one, I think there would be rumors that this happens. And then the other teams would start doing things that are kind of like this so that it feels like they're on the main character team.
Well, like
even though they're not.
Yeah. And like, even if it weren't like rumors, like, okay, let's say that like a wide receiver from the Saviors gets traded to the Popes, right?
Oh, yeah.
Wouldn't he be like, guys, you'll never guess what they're doing. on the Saviors, right? Like, I feel like it couldn't be kept a secret.
Yeah.
Well, but
that's
here's
a
the
great point.
question. Does the wide receiver of the Saviors know this happens? Because there are not other members of the Saviors on the compound. There's just a bunch of weird guys.
That's true.
Yeah, and I imagine they just shoot all the weird guys. But I also imagine, like, especially with Marlon Wayans' character, you know, by now we find out he's kind of out of it. Like, he doesn't have it together.
Yes.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's just told people this the same way that he has his, like, you know, scenes where he just sits next to you and does a little monologue. So, like, I feel like players would have found this out. Also, I feel like Jim Jeffries would have told many people by now that this was something that has been going on. And then also
people with shrug emojis,
right? Yeah, when I feel like so he doesn't feel like he could go through the system this way. I also don't think Tim Heidecker feels like a character who could exist like in this, like, I guess neither of those characters are the kind of characters who I kind of see as like members of a secret society. They seem like guys who would accidentally reveal the existence of the secret society within like the first week or two of joining it.
Well,
and
then, then the other option is that everyone is doing this, which is like why, like, when we're talking about, well, what does Cam K do now? It's like, well, he can't just go to another team because but like another team, it depends if he's been so turned off by the idea of playing football. And I know he was groomed to do it, but like, it's okay. Wait, how do I say this not badly?
I'm excited.
Okay. It was bad that he was groomed to be this, but you could be groomed to do or become worse things. Like,
that's true.
This is not the worst thing to be groomed into, is a star quarterback for, you know, the best football league in the world.
One could argue in a better executed movie, the fact that you basically have to be groomed into being these things in real life.
Yeah,
like, you can't be this good at that unless you have been like shaped into that for your entire life. You know, that would be part of the movie, right?
Okay.
That would be part of the message,
right?
But it's not.
And if you're him,
I
would
mean,
you
I think if you asked the director, he would say that it is.
Well, he would say it's Nosferatu and Ex Machina.
Yeah.
Whatever.
He would say, I defer to Jordan. And then Jordan would just go, I don't know. Yes, whatever you want. But I feel like it would be, if I'm Cameron, I feel like part of me would, even if I played for another team, I'd be a little bit like, when's the ritual going to happen?
Yeah,
there's something going on, you know?
Yeah.
I think it would be really funny if, he then goes to the Popes and he's like, all right, I'm going to be your quarterback. And they're like, all right, everybody bring out the goats, the pentagrams. We're about to set up the sacrifice contract signing. And he's like, fuck.
Yeah. Do you think Cameron would specifically want to be traded to a team that is so bad they can't be doing this? Like, there's just no way. Like the Detroit Lions from a bunch of years ago, or the Saints of now, where it's like, they probably are just like a nice bunch of guys who goes out there and has fun and then goes home.
What if it's literally like the Toronto Canadiens? They're just the aw shucks team.
Yeah, you know what?
Of this.
Yeah, if there was a Toronto team,
0-17 every year, however many games they play in a season. Just
yeah, that's true. And like, I feel like I think that could be the deal. I also think he could probably get into broadcasting or something. That seems to be what you do in this situation, especially while his head's all not exploded from too many CTEs. You know, I think it'll be weird to have him broadcast this early in his career, but I think a lot of the stuff surrounding him will be weird, and I feel like he could probably blackmail a bunch of people into a position if he wants one. Like
how we said that he's definitely going to jail for murder because of all the witnesses.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But if that clears, then I mean, like, he could become, I don't know, he's like super athletic. He could become like a personal trainer, you know.
Yeah.
There's like so many roads for him that
what does really
discuss.
What do some of the, like, not like I want to say burnouts, but like what's like Tim Tebow up to now, or Manti Te'o, or some of those guys who were like big names out of college?
Still playing. He didn't have.
Is he still playing?
Let me see. We're gonna learn if Manti Te'o's still playing. I guess that was forever ago because he might be like.
It was a while ago.
Yeah. It says brain exploded from CTEs.
Oh
no.
shoot! Warhammer smashed into a head. Every single one.
No, he is not. He hasn't been playing football. Last team was the Saints in 2017. Nando.
Really?
You guys had him.
Yeah, I can't. He didn't. I imagine make a huge deal.
Last stint was with the Bears in 2020. So, I mean, after some of them have piles of money, and admittedly not all of them do, but like some of them, you know what a lot of them do? They become like broadcasters for like a local like college team, not like a small team. Like it could be like I don't know, what's like like a Kansas or something like that. Like, maybe they went to college there, and then they'll be the color commentator. A lot of these guys, if they could like remotely talk, go into color commentary. Like
that makes sense.
Because if you think about
their brains haven't been too scrambled.
Right, brains haven't been too scrambled yet. But if you think about all of the colleges like across the country that just like need local commentators for like radio or sometimes local TV broadcast, national TV broadcast, although it's a bit more high profile, like that's a lot of jobs that's like filled with like former football players. The guy who does the Dolphins radio call, which like if you listen like to Sirius XM, they play like the local call. And the guy who does the Dolphins, I think he was like a forward tight end for the Dolphins, who like eats the microphone when he does his color. And it's like, yeah, Jimmy, I think I did a great job there at the scream. Oh, this is great job, Jimmy, great job. They should get someone else, but I guess they feel like they can't.
Speaking of the Dolphins, an episode 2 yet?
No, Under the Sun episode 2.
Damn.
Just let me check right now to make sure they just post one.
Maybe a hymn happened.
Maybe.
And they're like, God, we can't use any of this footage. All the hymn is in it.
Yeah. They'd have to have a big like time skip and then an in memoriam segment of all of the owners of the thing. And then back to like, all right, now we're drafting a new quarterback, I guess, or something. Or like the third string quarterback who was always kind of confused about what happened in this compound. He's gonna be in charge now.
I'm so mad.
By the way, did you guys know quarterbacks? 1. Yeah.
Can you rename, Nando, you're an expert in this. Can you rename YouTube videos? Could they just go back and be like Under the Sun season preview?
Yes, I rename YouTube videos all the time. They should do that.
They should do that. Oh man.
Yeah, season preview or full season 1 or something like that, and then make it seem like that's the whole one. Because
it's a compilation of all the Quibi episodes of Under the Sun.
Oh,
exactly. Yeah.
Oh man.
I think the other thing that like it seems like maybe Cameron could do is like Dancing with the Stars and stuff like that. He could hit that circuit, go on like Love Island as a
Next
kind of
Bachelor.
Celebrity.
Although I guess although that might fall through, who knows? Now that he's a crazy murderer.
Yeah, I don't know. Does she? If you're his girlfriend, do you get mad at him for sleeping with the other women, maybe, or whatever?
Does she find out? I don't know.
Well, I guess it depends how much I believe that there was weird Satan stuff happening.
Yeah.
Good point.
Because what's her name died, right? And did we talk about how she died? Yeah.
I think I hit it in the recap, but is she sorted to death by him?
Nope.
No.
How does she die?
She's the first one who's like, I'll kill him, whatever. And she grabs a knife, starts running at him, trips, and then accidentally stabs her throat, and then she bleeds out.
That is how Gwyneth Paltrow dies.
That's how the Gwyneth Paltrow, yeah. So like she's the only person, although she has her women that seem to be part of her. That's the thing with this character, is like she's doing like live streams and stuff, right? So like
check out my butt plugs, guys.
Yeah, she doesn't do those for a couple of days. I feel like people start getting
that's a
suspicious.
high profile death, actually. That would be
It's the thing.
But opposed to all the other people who died.
That owner not being a high profile death. Look, at least when the coroner examines her, it's like, oh, she stabbed herself running on this knife. So
yeah,
I guess we can't.
Yeah, that's like 100% not his fault.
Mm-hmm. Even the ones that are his fault, I'd be like, if you kill someone by throwing a sword through them from like 100 feet away, I don't think that should count.
There should be a law that if the way you kill someone is cool enough, it's not a crime.
Mm-hmm. I think that's fair. And that one
must have
is the
thought
one
so.
where I'm like, that was wow, good for him.
I mean, he has super blood, so
He does have super blood. That's true. Yeah, that was their one mistake.
Swords
So
and footballs are kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
Now I'm curious, and maybe this is something we should spin the wheel for.
Yeah, maybe we should.
Oh yeah, I could do another spin. Spin the wheel, tick 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 tick. Diggins, it looks like it landed on you.
So this is sort of a counterpart to one you did, DJ. How did this start?
How did this start?
Well, it started with the first football quarterback, right? Like,
yeah, he was.
Although
the great one, the GOAT.
I'd have to imagine this started back in ancient gladiator days, right? Like, but
no, I think it started with football.
Yeah, because he says this is since the league was formed. So I would think. But
the
like,
league is roughly
okay.
what, 70, almost 70 years old, 68, whatever. How old it is? It's like 60.
So like, Isaiah got the special blood from his mentor, who got the special blood from his mentor. He's giving the special blood to Cade.
Yes.
I
think Cade is the fourth recipient based on the jerseys.
So
yeah.
Did the first guy get special blood? Did Satan just bless him, and then Satan couldn't do it again, and they had to pass it through the blood from then on?
Maybe.
Like,
okay.
How did this work?
Theory. Here's my theory. Here's my theory. So let's just go with the Saviors part because we don't know how this permeates to the rest of the league.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever founded the Saviors, maybe it's that same owner because he's so old. Because maybe he's drinking. Maybe he's doing the home.
Right.
Maybe he's taking the adrenochrome.
Yeah.
Extending his life. Yeah.
Right. So maybe he figured out that if he could get a football player to sign a pact and they made some kind of sacrifice, it would give that initial player who signed it super blood. Like he was given super blood by Satan or whatever. And then, but the rule was that there was only a one-time give. So the blood had to be passed down after that one-time give from Satan or whoever, football devil.
So then is this team like the winningest team in all of football then?
See, that's a good question, right?
I guess they must be.
Right.
But also, like, now I'm thinking like, okay, wait, if injecting someone with your blood gives you the Satan powers, then like, is there something in the blood? Can we quantify the magic here? If we studied the blood, could we find the Satan particles that give you the super football powers?
Midichlorians? Do you want midichlorians but with Satan blood?
I kind of do.
Seems like Jim Jeffries was working on it. Like that was his
the shrug
goal.
Emojis. It's all shrug emojis. I don't know if we said this, but like an ASCII shrug emoji was on the syringe of what he was injecting to Cameron.
Yeah.
Technically, we should say it was an emoticon because an emoji is specifically little images, and the emoticon is when it's just text.
Okay,
but y'all know what we're talking about.
Yeah, you've seen it. It's on T-shirts.
Yeah. He I was gonna say he also just like the idea that there's 4 of these guys. It's like 4 counting Cameron. That's not like a full. Because, like, the first one of them is, like, a Leatherheads kind of quarterback, you know, like, back in, like, the old, like, 1920 days of football. So, like, there must have been a while where they just didn't have a super blood guy playing a quarterback.
Well, okay, so Isaiah White had, 15 years?
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Let's say 15 years.
And we're in, 68, I think it was. So, someone in the middle would have had to have, 30 maybe the guy so okay, let's say we'll count back from 2025 and 68. What's that roughly, 1950? No, 1960 something.
And even that feels like too recent for the images of what we're shown as like the original jersey of the guy.
There's some kind of gap. Yeah,
I think it's just one of those teams that's like been around forever, and then maybe they like reincorporated it or something like that. 60 years ago, or that's when like the league was formed. But before that, they were part of a different league.
How there wasn't the Super Bowl; it was like the NFL championship or whatever.
Right. Yeah. But then, is there like another? Could you see like they were still doing the super blood thing, but maybe another team had like the Pope, like calling in spells or something to neutralize the super quarterbacks or something.
Now I want a movie that just it's football, but everyone has their own bullshit. Like the saviors have the same stuff, but the popes have like divine, literally like the pope is giving divine, like whatever, not like sure magic, whatever you want to call it, to a team. We could have one that's animals. They use like animal spirit powers to make them stronger, like rhinos and elephants, and like they have the best offensive line and running backs, right? Someone could be stars. You could have the stars. They're only good at night games. Like the night game, the stars are unbeatable. But if I play during the day, less good.
It'd be like I'm trying to remember, what are those movies from our childhood where there would be like teams? Was it Big Green or Little Giants, where like they fought teams that were all kind of also themed teams of children, where it's like, this is like, you know what I'm talking about? Where like, they're the ones, I guess you know what it would be? It would be like basketball, where it's like, this is the team of guys that are all this, and this is the team of guys that are all this. Every like group, has its own thing. That would be a fun league.
The Nevada Crystals, they could be one.
Yeah, that's true.
They use jack-off crystals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know what you could do? You could have this be not just that, but also like expand the Himiverse. If this was good, if this movie hit, you could expand the Himiverse to be like every team has some horror movie at the heart of it. So like there's one team that's just kind of governed by Friday the 13th or something like that. Okay. And that's their thing. And
so it's
then
kind of like a Cabin in the Woods sort of situation.
Yeah, exactly. Like Cabin in the Woods. And then that would be like how, this whole, Super Bowl would be more or less like determined by who, whose demons are superior or whatever. And you know what you would do? You would, because then the game wouldn't be about winning the game on the field. It would be about sending your guys to vanquish whatever evil is powering the team that's like other, that's your rival.
I like this a lot.
So yeah, you would send like your exorcist, for example, to this one,
your
to try to exorcise
exorcist?
the demon. Exactly. Maybe your Pope's exorcist. Yeah.
Oh, it all comes full circle.
So yeah, that would be fun.
We've made a more interesting universe for him than they ever could have.
Yeah, like I feel like that is how a lot of these go to. A lot of these like movies where they like come up with one interesting idea and they go, how do we expand this out? And they go, oh, what if the whole genre was happening around them? And that would be, I don't know. I think I'd watch that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you listening, Jordan Peele? A sequel you could produce.
Yeah.
Listen, we know you didn't get weapons, but we got a good pitch for you. I'll spin the wheel one more time. Spin, tick, 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 tick. All right, I believe this is the last one. It's mine. It's very short. Sacrifice all goats. I'm done with the acronym, the greatest of all time, GOAT, which I know spells goat. I'm done with it. We're done. We get it. The acronym for the player is the best, spells goat in the English language. I'm done with it. I'm so done. There's a movie coming out, I think this fall, called Goat. It's an animated movie about
it's a basketball movie.
And
it looks pretty good.
A goat wants to play basketball, but the idea of that is ridiculous. No.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Until I'm assuming, invents the acronym, and then everybody goes, oh, like a goat. Yeah, it should be you. Because you're a goat, and we're all like elephants or something. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm done. I don't even have a nitpick. I'm just frustrated and wanted to vent my frustration.
Yeah. What else would there even? What do people call that now? Is there another name for that?
I think prior to all the GOAT, because I think you're right, Nando, when you said like Michael Jordan started the idea of like the GOAT, like the greatest of all time. But Wayne Gretzky is referred to as the great one.
That's true.
TGO.
Yeah, he got lucky though. Not lucky, but like he had a good thing where like that just was his nickname. Like no one else. There was no like I feel like the Michael Jordan thing, while Michael Jordan was the GOAT, I mean, I'm sure you can find examples of this, but it feels like the nickname didn't come until people were saying like, is LeBron or Michael the GOAT? And then it became like a mantle. But yeah, like the same way that like Tiger Woods was kind of equivocally like they're just the best person playing that game at that time.
Mhm.
That feels like that's what Wayne Gretzky was up to. So yeah, I don't know if that was a I don't know. What would you what
I
would
just
you
like
want
I
the
think
best?
I think you're that's a good. Well, I actually like Wayne Gretzky's moniker of the great one, but I think that is the good point about how like in that instance it's like right it's a nom de guerre, right? It's like a title given to him, but like goat is
It's a
this
ruse de
almost like,
guerre. Operation Fortune.
Ooh, Operation Fortune, yeah.
obviously. But like goat is like this like championship belt or like trophy that gets awarded to people, but it's so sometimes it feels like very like ephemeral where it's like no one can agree on it, and then it's like, well, then it's not like it has to be definitive, right? Like no one was better than Wayne Gretzky at hockey, that's just like it, right? Like, so how many of those can you have?
Well, that's the thing is
sports?
It depends on how delusional the fan base is that believes that like LeBron James, for example, is better than Jordan was. And then like, if you want, Steph Curry or something to also be the GOAT, then it's a whole thing.
What about Will Chamberlain?
Wow.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true.
Nando really staking a strong position there, saying people who think LeBron is the GOAT are delusional.
They are. He's not as good. Like, I mean, he's a very good basketball player, but he's nowhere near. I mean, I don't even. I think you can make a case against Michael.
He's probably the second. He's Sagoat.
Yeah,
the second greatest of all time.
Well, I guess with GOAT, is GOAT a product of like the discourse age of media that we live in now, where like everybody has to be a pundit, right? So then, we'll never break out of that. Like,
right? Yeah.
So
maybe that's why I'm sick of it too, right? Because it's something you need the whole arc of history to know, and sports always continues. So it's not like we wrapped up a sport. We're like, well, no more of that sport, So yeah, I don't know.
Do you think it's fun to say the GOAT? Like, I'm looking at words right now, right? Because I'm always interested in like what words sound like in regards to other words. And like in my head, I was like, is there a word that GOAT sounds like you're saying that is a cool word that is why GOAT kind of got grandfathered into being cool? But GOAT is a very negative word, like bloat, oat.
I actually have a friend whose mom got really upset around the Olympics because people kept calling Simone Biles the GOAT, and she didn't know it was an acronym or what it meant. So she's just like, these people are being so rude to Simone Biles, calling her a GOAT.
That's fair.
Well, no.
Well, probably if fake Italians do it, that's what they mean or something. They're being racist about it. But
I feel like at one point, I don't know. I'm totally guessing. Maybe I'll get in trouble. But I feel like GOAT was like a derogatory, not like me, like in a, I don't know, like a character way. Just like if you were bad at something, it's like you were a GOAT.
Yeah, I would say the idea of the GOAT when we were growing up, like what I feel like that represents is like eats trash, is kind of dumb. So yeah, I wouldn't say that as like a term really is like super positive. Like if someone was called the GOAT.
Man, Sports Illustrated has an article. This is from July of 2018, written by Charles Pierce. GOAT versus GOAT, the history behind sports' antithetical animal analogy.
Oh, what does it say?
Oh my God, do I have to?
What's the end of it say or something? Is there like in conclusion, GOAT was made up by this thing or something like that? What they're,
Okay.
GOATs were invented by the CIA to eat all the tin cans.
Yeah.
Okay, so Tom Brady in 2017 during a GQ magazine shoot did a shoot where he was cradling a baby goat. I guess because like that was,
Yeah.
Because of his Satan blood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know.
That feels right. And I feel like he was one of the first. I mean, I think you can make the case that he's the greatest quarterback ever or something.
Do you guys think if Tom Brady was presented with the option of doing Satan blood in order to keep playing football, would he take it?
I mean, he's playing football now. It's Red Yacht season, right? Or isn't he going to play flag football in Saudi Arabia, which is essentially getting the blood of demons or something?
That's true. They are doing
fuel your football.
I guess that's
career.
the real life equivalent of doing Satan blood is working for the Saudis.
That's pretty cool. Also, I found this picture of him with the goat. It does not look as cool as you described.
Sorry.
He looks... And I'm not saying you described it as cool, I guess. It does not look... I kind of assumed this would be like, oh, cool, he's like a goat. But they dressed him up like a farmhand, and he looks young. And the goat's bigger than I kind of expect the goat would be.
Right.
But it's the size a goat is. But yeah.
Here, I got to the end of this article, and I found the point. And Charles Pierce, I'm not sure what you're doing, but, maybe less. In 2016, shortly before Christmas, or Yule, if you want to be a pagan about it, a man named Phelan Moonsong went to court and won the right to wear his goat horns while having his picture taken for his driver's license. Oh. Mr. Moonsong is an ordained pagan priest. This was a tremendous win for religious freedom and for driver's license photos, as should be obvious. Still, it was shortly after Mr. Moonsong's big win that I first heard goat used as GOAT in reference to Tom Brady. I sense the presence of invisible forces at work, and I hear the grinding wheels of Thor's chariot behind the whole business. Coincidence? I think not.
I like that.
There you have it.
There you have it. Case closed.
This guy heard about Tom Brady being the GOAT after this interesting court battle, and then they're like, they're the same.
Mm-hmm.
Satan did it. It is Satan.
Satan did it. And I think this proves my point that we just need to stop with the goat animal, GOAT. It's over. Maybe we need a different pronunciation. Maybe goat. Tom Brady is the goat.
Yeah.
It's not as clean.
Yeah.
But, it's hard with these homonyms. There. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyway, I think that wraps up the wheel, which leads me to some pressing questions.
Right.
Question 1.
Okay.
I don't exactly know how to ask this, but Nando, could you defeat a him?
If I was a football player that was like as good as Cameron Cade, could I come out the other side of this?
Yeah. Isn't the answer yes in every case?
I would leave. I really am such a cut and run. Like day one when it's weird, I'd feel like I'm leaving.
Real
especially
winners
because
quit.
It seems like you could. I feel like there would be people that would stop him, I guess, but I also feel like they would probably he could probably find someone to take him home.
Jim Jeffries,
he was able to
broke him.
Yeah, he got a phone in the middle of the movie and just call somebody. So yeah, I just call somebody and be like, "Hey, they're doing weird shit. Come get me." And
so you're out. Okay.
Yeah, and then that's how I think I would survive it. And I would have like a day of like, this is pretty weird, but I don't think I want to do this. And then yeah, I'd like own a bunch of sports or like, Wendy's or something. That would be my job. Because that's the other thing all these guys do is
by
like
another team. I feel like that's
or that
you could hope it's not all this.
Mm-hmm.
Now here's the wrinkle. Your agent Tim Heidecker is going to be fucking dogging
that's
you.
True.
How do you get out of that?
And you don't want to disappoint Tim Heidecker. You love him.
I do love Tim Heidecker. We agree that Bill Maher is one of the greatest comedians ever. We're both obsessed with him. What I do, but I don't know about that. That would be tricky because so I'm being groomed by them. Is my mom in on it and like my family?
I think so, right? I think they're all in on it.
I don't think the mom is. The dad was.
Decide. Yeah, the dad was, but I don't know about the mom or like the girlfriend or any of them. Because I feel like if they were in on it, they'd be there at the end or something. That would be like the bigger reveal.
Okay.
So I feel like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, listen. I feel like beyond that, I also think I could be peer pressured into like taking goat blood easily. Like that first time where he's like, look at the blood. And I'd be like, oh yeah, can I have some blood? If you're doing blood, I'll do blood. And then that would be it. No
one in this movie ever asks like, are we the same blood type or like, a compatible one? So that's very important.
It's Satan blood. It's definitely
Right, but Cameron doesn't know that.
I guess, yeah.
And then the other thing that I think the other way I think I would get out of this is by, I think I'd just do the combine. Like, I feel like
really?
I would, Yeah, why not?
The
Like,
head
I have
injury.
weird head injuries,
I guess it's
but
not
like,
contact. Like, there's no contact
Yeah.
in Combine.
and I cannot imagine. I know this character is like, I could get away with not doing this, but for me, I'd be like, oh, there's no fucking way. Like, I can't just be like, I'm not going to do the combine and then expect to get drafted anywhere in the first round like I expect. So I'd just be like, I'll do it. You know, I don't know. I think I would. Yeah, I think I would just do. I think that would be the peer pressure would make me do it the first time. Like, there'd be no way you could talk me out of it.
Okay. Okay. Well, so you wouldn't defeat him. You would get himmed.
Well, I think I would just go through the regular football system. I wouldn't make it to the him.
Oh, I see.
Like, because I feel like if he does the combine, he doesn't need to bother with any of that.
That's true.
People be like, wow, he ran really fast.
Yeah. Something I forgot to bring up, but I guess I'll bring up now because I thought of it. Isaiah White keeps asking these like probing questions to Cam Cade. Like, would you rather never get tired or never get injured?
Oh, yeah.
If you're asking a prisoner, or a starving prisoner, do you want food or freedom? You know, the one was like, would you rather run a 440 or like a 120? It's like fast, long, or fast, short, whatever. Were those anything?
I don't remember. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Like, there was never a point, right? Like, he's like I was waiting for it's like, you answered all these the wrong way. Like, you know what I mean? But I couldn't.
I didn't understand the 441 at all, by the way. I don't know what that meant at all.
I mean, I know what a 440 is. I didn't know what the other one was. It's
a shorter distance and shorter time, right? Like, you'd have so 440. Okay. So it's the distance you could run in, I think it's 4 seconds. So could you run 40 feet in 4 seconds? Like, so, yeah, because some could run like a 435 or a 430. So Diggins, basically asking, would you rather have a faster 4 seconds or a faster 1 second? Right? Do you want your burst or your length? Does that make sense?
I guess.
Yeah.
Faster in 1 second, slower in 4 seconds, or faster in 4 seconds, slower in 1 second, right? Like, if it took you a slow start, but then you eventually got faster as you sustained a run.
It's extra weird because, like, yeah, philosophically, this doesn't really line up with anything.
I know.
I would say that matters to the main character for sure. Maybe to football. I don't know.
Just make it an animal. Like, would you rather be a jaguar or a rabbit? Right? Just like something like that, right? Like, Diggins, you made this point earlier, and I guess that's why I would have brought this up. But like, my goodness, the amount of just like football this movie expects you to know in terms of what a combine is and a 440. Right.
Yeah, and instead of talking about a 440, I feel like you have to talk about something else. Like, you have to involve the metaphor somehow instead of just have the characters ask each other the question. Like, there just has to be something else.
Yeah, it's so stupid.
Yeah, that part was dumb.
All right.
By the way, I have a question that we didn't ask last time, but I think is worth considering. And it's a good follow-up to the Nando question. Could our pal Joey beat a him?
Yeah.
He would get suckered into a him so fast because he would say yes to everything. Right?
Bobby would sign him up for a weekend. Training. He'd be working on some football movie or something, and he'd be like, "Oh, I got to shadow the crazy guy."
Yeah, and some guy would be like, "Oh, hey, you want some blood?" And Joey would be like, "Yeah, I want some blood." Like, you couldn't talk Joey out of any of this. Joey signed the contract. Well, okay.
They would say, like, "Do you want some blood?" And he's like, "Blood sausage, yum yum, I'll take it."
Right? Yeah, because Joey loves to eat and stuff. Yeah, that would be. I think the only thing with Joey is like, would Joey learn his lesson before the end of it and like go home or something?
Oh, like would he not murder everyone, but just like not sign the contract?
Yeah, just like not get that far.
Well, there would need to be a clear negative consequence to him for doing it. Because that's usually what gets him out of, right? Or like seeing that like him agreeing it is helpful. Like in this episode with like setting up the recycling bin for Michael, even though Michael didn't care anymore because he fucked that girl.
That's right.
Yeah. So yeah, he'd have to see some other kind of like causality, I think, for him to turn down the contract. But if it's all upside, or
I mean, he
not
does have
upside,
to.
If there's no downside
Isaiah before he gets to the contract.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah.
He has a lot of. I see that Joey has a very difficult relation in the show. Joey he has a very difficult relationship with other stars and other famous people. Like he's frequently butting heads with your Alan Thicks, or you're the child who he spanks, or your, you know, I don't know, the co-stars on that sports show, or not sports show, excuse me, the skiing show or whatever he was on. Like I think he would just get in a fight with this guy eventually, no matter what.
But would he try to straighten him out by spanking him?
Yeah, maybe. Actually.
Okay.
And maybe he would like it because he's just a freak, you know, scene to scene. Sometimes he's like weirdo into different things, and that would be one of them. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think Joey could survive this. I don't even think it would be by dumb luck. I think instead, honestly, I think Joey would like power through this with niceness and like general positivity, and kind of upend all of the schemes, all of the like evil tests.
Right.
Like if he was asked if I would take a 440 or whatever, he'd be like, I don't know, I'd like to be a rabbit or something because they're pretty cool animals or something. And that would be like, oh, this shook my understanding of what what was possible.
Like,
yeah, you know what? He would get the other guy to quit football. He would make something else seem really enticing, and then that guy would quit, and then the team would be fucked.
And like when they're doing the thing where they're hitting the guy in the face with the football and like the football firing machine, he would be like, whoa, buddy, you're standing too close. He would like back him up like 30 feet, be like, there, you catch it from here. And the guy's like, I catch it from here. And he would like turn everything
or he would figure out a way to catch the football like that. Like he'd be like,
yeah,
you're supposed to catch it with your face. Oh, I get it. And then he'd like start catching footballs in his teeth. And then everybody would start doing that. And it'd be like, there's a new way to catch footballs. Yeah. Also, I don't think hitting Joey over the head with a warhammer would break his head.
Yeah.
I think he's got too thick of a skull. It would break the hammer. It would bounce off like if you hit, pavement or something. And then that would be it. So, yeah, I think he'd be okay in that scenario too. But then the other question, is this movie woke? Yeah.
I don't know. Could it not have a stance on that? I don't know.
Did
it go broke?
I think it will. Yes, it definitely went broke. I think it wants to have a stance on that, but I can't even tell what its stance is.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, it is suggesting that football is maybe bad.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Is that a woke position, do you think?
Yeah, I would say that's woke.
I think so. Bill Maher thinks it's woke, so it's woke.
And he does kill a bunch of rich people at the end. That's kind of woke.
That's woke.
They're all white too, as far as we see. But I think we know they're all white.
Yeah. I guess I'd give this the woke check. Just barely. It's just barely woke.
Yeah.
Well, I think at this point, not being woke doesn't mean you're unwoke, which means you're not woke. And this movie might just be a not woke movie because it's not really saying anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm always interested in judging the movie based on what it creates, like the actual text of the movie, but also what I think the intention of the people making the movie is. Do they want to make like thought-provoking? And I guess because I think this movie is supposed to be a version of another like kind of Get Out ripoff, I'm like, that's woke. So I think they kind of knew. Jordan Peele doesn't make not woke movies, I would imagine.
I was going to say, also, we have to consider stars two black men. Pretty woke.
Yeah, that's woke.
Yeah. But Tim Heidecker kind of balances it out by being one of the whitest guys. Yeah, he's pretty white. Yeah.
All right, so we'll say it's woke.
I would say this is almost woke.
Okay, almost woke. Okay.
Yeah.
It's Bill Maher would wag his finger, but ultimately say it's okay.
Yeah.
That might be our new scale, the Bill Maher woke scale. Because then we could really, right? Like,
and he is the arbiter of woke. Like he understands it better than anyone. Yeah.
I think he'd give it like a full 4 or 5.
He's studied the texts just religiously. He knows all about the woke.
Yeah. All right, that's our new segment. We're calling it the Bill Maher woke scale. Brought to you by Bill Maher.
Yeah. I like this. I like that. I think he would have feelings about this being woke because it's kind of complaining about football, and also you know what a Bill Maher loves too is like weird fucking kooky medicine. So I honestly think, if anything, Bill Maher would be like, this blood thing is something I've been doing for a while. Or like,
I've been injecting Satan blood, and I think that's really helped me stave off all disease.
And also, Bill Maher hates religion, although now he's kind of hates one religion specifically. And this movie doesn't really have take any shots at that one. So I would say the Christian stuff is kind of beneath him at this point.
Yeah. He's closed the book on that one.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
HIM. Do you guys want to get to our classic segment?
I would love to.
I would love that.
Let's recommend some things to the fine people.
Yes, let's. Is it my turn?
Yeah, DJ, do you have anything to recommend?
Barely. Okay. So I did start. Listen, it's hard. It's difficult for me to try and find new things every week to do. I probably should open myself up more to that. But anyway, I'll stop complaining. I did start playing Silk Song, and it's great. Diggins said everything last week. He he wrecked it, and he said all the things. I'm not going to copy Diggins's wreck. I'm just going to co-endorse it. What I am, and sorry, it seems like I'm stalling because I was looking for a message. Okay, so I don't have anything to wreck, but Michelle wanted me to wreck something because she thinks it's really good, and I didn't have anything. So this is like a proxy wreck, and I think a proxy wreck for Michelle is better than me wrecking bread. So we're going to go with that.
Unless it's a proxy wreck for bread.
Oh, I mean, once that happens, I don't know what we'll do.
Is it a show?
It is a show.
Is it a certain very popular new show that everybody's talking about? Because I haven't gotten into this, but I think I'm about to.
Wait, do you know what it is? Is this like popular? I thought Michelle found like a little secret.
Oh, then maybe it is a different show.
Is it on Netflix?
Yes, it is.
Is it about cooking?
No, it is not.
Okay, all right.
This is different. Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
but go on.
So the name of this show is called Bon Appetit, Your Majesty.
Okay.
It's a Korean show.
Oh.
And I'm just going to read the thing. So here's what it is. A modern day chef travels back in time and meets a tyrant king. Can her cooking win his heart?
Oh.
So she's like, it's this like K-drama meets like very fancy cooking. She loves it. She says it's great. If you're into K-dramas, right? Now, what's a K-drama? Korean drama. What's a Korean drama? I have no fucking idea. All right, this hasn't been explained to me. I've only heard
in Korea
the words.
They make dramas.
Yeah, I believe they are.
Are there things that are
it's like kind of soap opera-y. It's kind of
yes, I would say very moody.
Okay,
yeah.
Got it. Okay, thank you. See, these are the things.
John Oliver did a piece about this not too long ago.
Oh, okay.
Right, like he did a bit with Subway where he made a fake K-drama, I believe, about Subway.
I kind of remember this now. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But yes, so that's the premise. So it's a great K-drama. The cooking's great. The only thing that's like, I don't know, of caution, yellow flag, it's 8 episodes, but every episode is like 90 minutes. It's really long.
Oh, can whoever made this talk to James? I've heard James Gunn about that. How to get the episodes to be more than 20 minutes long? Because as much as I'm loving this season of Peacemaker, I would like for one of these episodes to like last longer than the meal I'm eating while watching it.
So you want the creator of Bon Appetit, Your Majesty,
yes,
to go talk to James Gunn.
That's right. I would love that.
About lengthening episodes.
About how to make the episodes longer. Yeah.
I assume there is a format to the K-drama that lengthens it inherently.
I'm hearing Nando say this.
I know. I mean, I'm fine with an episode. It doesn't have to be 90 minutes. It could just be 45 minutes or something, but like longer than what we're getting. Please.
All right. Well,
it's all I need.
So I don't have much more to say about this, unfortunately. Maybe next week I'll come with my own recommendation. Who knows? Not of a certain someone on this. Well, I guess that video game's already been recommended, but like forever ago. But whatever. But anyway, yes, Bon Appetit, Your Majesty on Netflix. If you're into K-dramas and/or food, but I think the K-dramas like the floor. I think if you're just into food, it won't work, but maybe it helps. Check that out on Netflix. Diggins, what about you?
I watched a show that just came out that I was interested in and had been getting really good reviews. a little show called The Lowdown.
The Lowdown.
Which one is this?
So this is a
Heard
new
of
show by
this.
Sterling Harjo, who made Reservation Dogs.
Oh,
It stars
okay.
Ethan Hawke as this sort of like kind of an investigative journalist, but sort of like grubbier than that. He calls himself a truth storian.
Okay.
In Tulsa, in Oklahoma. And when the show starts, he's just written this like big expose on this like wealthy Oklahoma family and how the family, like in the past, the family got started with a bunch of corruption and crime and stuff. But after he writes that article, one of the members of that, the like black sheep of that family, commits suicide. And so it sort of becomes this big sort of like mystery investigation of him like trying to figure out why that happened and like how that sort of connects to the family and any potential dirty dealings they have going on right now. But you know, it's just a really like stylish show. I think it's like very much that sort of grimy neo-noir kind of thing.
right.
Like if you ever watched Terriers,
Yeah,
which is an old show that is like one of the like famous examples of a show that a lot of people loved but got canceled. It's kind of similar to that, where it's like mystery neo-noir kind of thing, but in a like a working class low rent sort of setting. Ethan Hawke is like really, really fun as the main character, whose name is escaping me right now because I watched this on Tuesday when it came out.
Yeah, Bird something, right? No, that's the other one. That's the other. What was the other show he's in where he's the abolitionist?
Oh,
this isn't that.
The Good Lord Bird.
The Good Lord Bird, but that's not his name. What is his name?
Brown.
John Brown. Yeah. Is he John Brown in this? Because that'd be pretty cool.
That would be pretty cool. Unfortunately,
yeah.
no.
Bummer.
But yeah, so it's I love a good like mystery noir kind of thing, and I think this is a pretty fun one. Keith David is in it as sort of like mysterious benefactor. Lee Raybon. Is Ethan Hawke's character's name. And Peter Dinklage also has like a small role in it.
Much like the Unfrosted movie.
Much like the
small
Unfrosted
role in
movie.
that too. Yeah.
And the like member of the rich family who's running for governor right now is Kyle MacLachlan, which is cool for me.
Oh, love him. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a pretty good show. It's only 2 episodes out right now, but you know,
I like that.
It's going to be airing every week from now on, and I'm excited to see where it goes.
Is it kind of funny, like Res Dogs was, or is it kind of?
I would say it's not as much of a comedy as Reservation Dogs was, but it's definitely has a lot of humor in it.
That's good. That's important for me. Not like important, but I might watch this then. That seems fun.
What about you, Nando? Do you have anything to rec?
You know, I must, right? I haven't seen One Battle After Another yet, so not that. You know what I did? I've been watching, I guess I've caught up on a lot of shows that either ended or like kind of made. So like Alien ended this week. Mm-hmm. I think it was interesting ending. Peacemaker's doing it, like it isn't ending, but it's getting close.
2 more episodes.
2 more episodes, yeah. Gen V started back up again. That show is it's a good show, I'd say. It's just like if it stopped existing, I don't think I'd be like, oh no, Gen V. But it's like well put together and funny and stuff. It would be kind of funny, what if the kids did college, but they were also superheroes, so they all had superpowers that were kind of an extension of the personalities you meet in college. That's pretty thought provoking.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And I started watching. Okay, I was reading. I caught up on Power Fantasy, which is a comic that we did for book club this week. I want to make sure I get the. It's by Kieran Gillen. Who's the artist on that book? We were just talking about it. Oh, right. Casper Wijngaard or whatever. Wijngaard. But like, it's a book about. It's kind of like another take on a superhero story where instead of lots and lots of them, there are 6, and they're all really, really powerful. They could conceivably destroy the world. So they're all kind of in this weird power struggle, and also they're kind of a family. And it's really, really good. It seems like the kind of thing that is like designed to be made into a show, because a lot of the books are just them kind of talking. It's not like big fights or anything. It's just like ethics and morals and stuff. And the characters are all real fun. And yeah, it just hit its 11th or 12th issue. I can't remember which one, but it's going pretty strong. And then the other thing I wanted to recommend, so 2 things. I forget if I recommended this, but this is a co-signing, I guess, of one of Diggins' recs. I watched Black Bag the other day, the spy movie. Very sexy. Yeah. And I like that about it. And it has actors that I like and actors that I'm still not sold on doing their best. But you know what? Overall, I think the movie was fun. I enjoyed it.
What does Michael Fassbender have to do for you?
Yeah, right. Just one good performance out of this guy. I don't know what it is. And like, yeah, and I love Cate Blanchett too. So those two, yeah, they're really something. I also started watching the movie Splitsville, which hit VOD this week. That's pretty funny, but I didn't finish it, so I don't feel like I could recommend it. I feel like there is another thing that should be right. I mean, Hades 2 is out, right? Like that, you know, I think you've played enough of it. Yeah, and like it's still good. They haven't changed too much of it. You know, Power Rangers. That's true. Yeah. And I was gonna say the Power Rangers are in Fortnite. You can get into the Megazord. That's pretty cool. But yeah. Oh, you know what? I want to say I had another one, but I can't remember what it was. I don't know. I'll think about it later. What are we going to do next week, you guys?
It's a great question. Debt? We have so much debt.
Oh, wait. I know what my other one was. The Marvel Zombies show. It's pretty fun. That was my rec that I was like, oh, right. I would watch this.
I thought you were going to say us to do that.
We could, but I don't think it would play.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was something.
Debt. I just feel like debt because we're gonna have a lot coming up in October, right? So
I mean, presumably we'll be recording this episode in October.
That's true. Maybe we should have the first episode of Hutchtober.
Yeah, like
is it not? I don't want to stomp on the bit, but is it not Hutchsember this year?
Oh, because of Five Nights at Freddy's. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's still Hutchtober.
It's still Hutchtober? Okay.
And then like Hutchtober just lasts all year long.
Or how the year of Luigi was more than a year.
Exactly.
Okay. So is it, well, Nando, I don't think we said this. I think we said this prior to recording, but I think you had a movie.
Oh yeah. I think if we do a Hutchtober movie, there's a lot of options for ones that I think have been on our list. But I do think that Zathura is the one that keeps coming up as like one of the more interesting Hutch movies that none of us have seen.
Okay. Yeah.
So
I like that option. And
perhaps
for our listeners out there, shout out on the Discord if you want us to do Howl's Moving Castle.
Yeah.
Falls into the Hutch. Listen, I'm not saying next week.
Yeah.
I'm saying during Hutchtober. Actually, this is a call to the Discord. And by the way, if you're listening, you're not in our Discord, go to the bottom of this podcast.
It's in the description.
Like, no idea. I have to stop talking like I know what's going on. But join our Discord, and you can be part of the Mostly Nitpicking community. And then when you're there, shout out what you want us to do for Hutchtober.
Yeah, what Hutchtober things you think are important, because there are quite a few. I could name them, but it's not worth it, because like I think if you look through his filmography, you'll see a bunch of movies that you're like, oh, that's a weird little movie. But yeah,
if you think we should do Polar Express for the additional motion capture that he did in that movie,
I've never seen it, so maybe it's cool. Yeah, I would say my other one that came up when I started looking up Hutchtober, I never saw that movie RV. What if an RV trip is a family, like it's like a Robin Williams vehicle, but looked real kind of dopey.
Robin Williams plays the RV.
He died. I mean, maybe. Yeah, I haven't seen it, so I can't know. But yeah, we'll figure it out. Or that movie Long Gone Heroes that I did almost watch because it came out recently, but I didn't. So that got close.
Nice.
We'll see. But yeah. Do you guys want to get to our plugs? You want to plug some things?
Yeah, I would love to. So
DJ, what do you got to plug?
I would say listen to Roses and Rejections, but Michelle and I haven't recorded an episode in like a month. It's been tough. Look, I'm not here to blame
can't believe you're
anyone.
prioritizing your family and children.
I mean, it is hard for my pregnant wife at the end of the day after a day with Disruptor, who's been disrupted real early in the morning. Which may be leading to these shorter podcast times. Anyway,
I don't know that this one is a shorter podcast time.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we'll get one out eventually. Hopefully, probably. I know Golden Bachelor started, and we're probably not going to watch it because I don't care. But you know what does start soon?
DJ
Nando,
thinks old people don't matter.
Shut up. I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
We're like 2 or 3 weeks out from a new Love is Blind
season,
which we will be covering. And Michelle's like, I don't care if I'm in the hospital when like episodes drop, like we're fucking watching. So we are excited for the new Love is Blind episode because that show basically always hits. And then we'll probably make a podcast happen about it. So yeah, that's me. Diggins, what do you got to rec?
No, well, I already did my rec. What do I have to plug?
Sorry,
Nothing.
plug.
Nando.
Okay, great.
Videos. I've been putting out Peacemaker videos and stuff. I made a video about the Marvel Zombies show. So if you're like, I want more of a recommendation, that exists on YouTube. I also made a video on these are all my Nando Cut channel. One about the potential the Batman 2 villains because Matt Reeves finally said something about it because it seems like he finished the script kind of recently. We don't know what that means. Like we don't know what characters are going to be the villains, but he kind of eliminated a bunch of them in one fell swoop. So we're gonna so it's a video talking about that. And yeah, all my videos and stuff are on Nando View Movies or the Nando Cut on YouTube and Nebula. Until next week when we will be in the beautiful month of Hutchtober, perhaps it would seem. I've been at Nando View Movies on Twitter.
I'm at Zippy by Day.
I'm at C Diggins exclusively on Bluesky.
Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye.